All right. Hello, y'all. Welcome to In the Zone episode 12. I'm with Daniel to my left.
Hello.
Matthew.
What's up?
Jacob.
Hello.
And Kinley.
Hi.
All right, and I think we should just get straight into it. All right, so since we all live in Texas, if there's like actually anyone outside of Texas that listens to this, recently Governor Abbott has lifted a mask mandate, which makes it to where we don't have to wear masks anymore in public places outside of school. So I just want to hear everyone's thoughts on what would you do if you were the governor? Would you have lifted the mask mandate? If you do, then what would you have done differently? Would you have stayed everything the same? What are your guys' thoughts?
We're going one by one.
Yeah.
All right. I 100% agree with this decision, but I think that it's like slightly premature. I would have waited maybe to the end of March, but I think it needed to be done. So I think the fact that it is happening in the first place is a step in the right direction. I just maybe would have held out for a little bit longer.
So then why do you think it needed to be done per se? Why did it need to be done?
I just feel like, to be honest, like I'm more comfortable without my mask on
I think we all are.
because, you know, it gets uncomfortable with it on. So I'm more comfortable with it not on.
I mean, I guess. All right,
Yours,
Matthew.
bro?
Matthew, your thoughts?
Personally, I don't. I don't know. It's so weird because like there's a really big divide between two people on wanting to wear masks and not wanting to wear masks. The more the people who wear masks are obviously a lot more vocal and political on that decision making. But I do kind of like the idea of Texas opening up and going against what the usuals are in the regulations. As like for California, they're still shut down. Like, yeah, they're still shut down. Like, remember when we first shut down? They're still like that. So I just rather keep our businesses open, keep the economy afloat,
At least in
and
Texas, yeah.
have that kind of flow for our society to keep strong. Because if we're all apart, I don't feel like we're as connected together.
So what do you mean, like, if we're not apart? Like, explain that last part. Like,
What do you mean?
like the connection.
The connection? Well,
Do you think that that's something that society is like gonna really pay for in like 10 years or something like that, where like a group of people grow up with this pandemic? Like, do you think that this is gonna affect people in the longer run, not just the short run?
Well, in the long run, the way I see it is that, like, you know, we're humans built upon society and connection between one another. You know, for every person, there's always a mother. For every mother, there's always another mother and a father and all that. There's always guidances and people trying to, I guess, like pave the movement for you. So I feel like if we separate each other, there's a lot more destruction and there's not enough aid and help for that. Like, you know, as soon as the pandemic happened, our suicidal rates, you know, went up insane. So I just don't really see us separating each other again. I feel like we're going to learn our mistakes from this pandemic and hopefully we recover from them.
Fair point. Jacob, as a Canadian, as not someone that's not native to the United States, what are your thoughts on this?
I think opening back up the businesses is a very good idea. Honestly, I think closing the businesses in the first place was stupid. But I think the mask mandate, I think it probably could have stayed a little bit longer. But also, yeah, at this point, like they have all the vaccinations. At least we're gonna have all the vaccinations by May now instead of April. I mean, yeah, by May now. And like the masks and social distancing have been working so far and we've been doing really good. And at this point, like the hospitals aren't overflowing. Like there's not too much foreign travel anyway. So it's not like it's gonna skyrocket back to where it's normal. So in the end of the day, it's just gonna be a slow uphill thing. So I think the mask mandates could have stayed a little bit longer, but I think opening up the businesses was the best idea. But to be honest, I don't really mind the mask mandate.
Which do you think? Okay, so with opening up the businesses, which one do you think is going to be benefiting the most from mask mandates? Do you think it's going to be food or service industry? Like, or like food industry and then like the other like service like cars and like that stuff. Like, I don't know how to put it, what I'm thinking right now, but like,
I do mean
The other stuff.
what-
Which
what's-
industry will
Yeah, like
benefit from
what's
it
going to be the
most?
industry that
Like, you know,
benefits the most?
movies.
Lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the lifting of the mask mandate and the opening of everything.
Like, I would probably say probably movie theaters and movie
Oh.
production.
Oh,
Like being able to
Godzilla.
like finally like get some more
Oh, yeah.
tickets out and
No,
pack
you know
those
what?
theaters.
Concerts.
Concerts
Oh my God.
too.
Basketball
Musicians coming
games,
back. Yeah, that's a
football
good one.
games.
All athletics are going to be rejoiced right now.
But just like picking up that pizza, the whole entire Cinemark parking lot was like dead. It was just sickening. I love movies, but like seeing it empty was sad. Like I've gotten used to wearing a mask, so like I'll feel like I'll like forget to take it off and then feel weird about it. Like why do I still have my mask on? But I think it's gonna be really good once everything starts kind of working back together again. But like. And I can see like someone like be against it and stuff because you can see that it's like a little bit working, but like my mom works as a nurse and it obviously works in the hospitals. They have to like double up with like the big old mask things. But like some people don't even wear their mask right. Like one girl, I'm not gonna say anything, but I saw someone post on their story like something negative about the lifting the mandate, and then is a person who doesn't even wear her own mask right. So I mean, like it's just kind of like I don't know.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that your mom working as a nurse has changed how you view the mask
Yes,
mandate?
absolutely. Well, I don't know about the mask mandate, but like COVID in general, just because like she sees everything firsthand and is able to like reciprocate and tell everything that's actually happening instead of like listening to what the media says. Like she
Lucky.
knows a lot more.
So do you think, so does the media lie in your opinion?
I don't know if the media lies, but they definitely exaggerate pretty much everything. So there's like definitely lies, but I mean,
Could you like elaborate on the exaggerations here?
well, pretty much everything. The media exaggerates everything. I don't know what else I can.
Death counts?
Who? Death counts? Yeah, absolutely. Just like numbers in general, all the numbers, locations,
Yeah, they
actual
100%.
procedures.
I mean, literally, I don't know if anyone that's listening to this knows about, but Cuomo, he's getting in a lot of trouble for like misreporting the deaths as underreporting. So then in other cases, you know, they could underreport it to try and make it seem like a little bit, I don't know, better than it actually
But
is.
there was more over reports.
Yeah, they
Way
definitely
more.
try to exaggerate it. really
Because
bad.
that's the only way you get hospitals to have the proper amount of ICU beds and all the supplies is if they over-reported it, so that way the government would take it seriously and actually send the hospitals the supplies they needed.
Okay, so then speaking of taking the government seriously, so we just had to deal with Snowvid 21, right? So the whole week.
Snowpocalypse.
Real quick, I remember you said something about wearing a mask, forgetting to take it off. I feel like the biggest idiot when I forget to take my mask off
Yeah,
in the car.
me too.
I look around, so I make eye contact with someone, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so embarrassing. Yeah.
All right. Hey, you. So Snowvid 21. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about or just, I don't know, forgetful, basically what happened is the whole of Texas's power grid basically got messed up because of inclement weather. And so what ended up happening is many people ended up losing power and many people ended up having to deal with extremely cold weather. So I just wanted to ask, if the government were to take this seriously, because the reports, quote unquote, because we don't actually know what's been said, it's not, is that they didn't take it seriously. They didn't think that it was actually going to affect it. So do you think that if the government takes it seriously, the mask mandate wouldn't have happened, that he wouldn't have lifted it? Do you think that this is used as a distraction from that event?
It's not that deep.
I don't think it's really good.
No, I don't see a connection between the snowpocalypse and the whole.
You mean Snowvid? Snowvid, bro.
Snowvid 21, boys.
The snowvid or the whole pandemic. I don't really.
Not
think
just
there's
the
any
pandemic as a
correlation
whole,
to
but I'm
it.
like talking about like the lifting of the mask mandate. Like, do you think that he's doing like, so me and Jacob were in this in Mr. Wood's class, right? And so he was talking about how, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Wood is a teacher of government here at Klein Oak. And so, yeah, so what ended up happening is Mr. Wood is like, he brought up the point, it's like, he's up for re-election, right? So that handling of that whole situation, that's not good. And the fact that Joe Biden was like reportedly in Texas beforehand. So either Joe Biden knew about this or Abbott went behind his back.
There was a report that Ted Cruz left during the snowpocalypse.
That's not a report, that is fact. There's video, my guy. Of
Oh,
him
yeah,
arriving in
yeah,
Cancun.
okay. It's just like, I don't want to mix up rumors and actual fact between each other. But yeah, he literally left to Cancun. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Brothers?
We don't know why he left to Cancun, but it's a good bet that he left because he knew the snowstorm was coming and he didn't want to deal with it. That's what people are going with. Now, granted, like, who knows? Maybe he did just have it planned, and then it just so happened to,
Oh.
I mean, that just so happened to be at the
Yeah.
worst possible time.
So,
Okay, so
like,
then,
who
I
knows?
think people are looking too far into it though. Like it's kind of like a smart thing. Like if you see it.
but
disaster
you're
coming,
supposed to
then
run this. You're like representation
You
of
represent
Texas.
Texas, so
Yeah.
I mean, like running away from it is kind of like
It's not running away. It's just like my family was like, oh, we should probably go to like Louisiana or something just to get out.
But Louisiana is one thing. Cancun's a whole nother thing.
Why?
And it's like one of the best places you can visit in the, like,
Maybe
in
he
the
just
Western
wanted to get his
Hemisphere.
hand, bro.
But like, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel, me personally, I feel like he did actually run away from the situation. Again, I still think it was a mix of bad timing and him wanting to get out of this. But it just looks bad. I mean, I'm not saying didn't happen on either side. There's been multiple instances where like some politician has gone back on an incident. Like a mask mandate, they won't wear a mask, or when they shut down everything, they'll keep their own businesses open, or they'll be treated as special. So I wanted to ask this: do you guys think that politicians should be held at the same standards as citizens?
They should be held higher
Yes, absolutely.
because they're a role model for a lot of citizens.
So then so what would you do to hold them at a higher model? Or
Well,
higher
I mean,
standard?
citizens are able to have freely malleable opinions, but I think that politicians, if they say something, then they should stick with it unless they provide a solid reason as for why they going back on their word. And even then, it breaks credibility when you're just changing your position on something a lot. So if you say that you're gonna stick with, staying here, and if you like make a speech, right, like a ceremony, and you're saying like, yeah, I'm gonna stick with y'all, like I'm here for Texas, whatever y'all need, I'm gonna be here. And then you dip during Cancun. I'm not saying that means like, all right, dip during the snow.
Yeah, dip during snowpocalypse, whatever we call it.
So I'm not necessarily saying that just because he left during that means he doesn't really care about Texas anymore. I'm just saying that if you say that you're gonna be here through thick and thin, and you dip during the thick part, then it's not really, it doesn't really match up to what you were saying in your speeches that you give to try and build credibility with your community, because that's the whole purpose you're going on a speech. And if you go back on your word, then it's kind of shitty.
Yeah, like it's kind of like we kind of lost, like somewhere in between the politicians and the people, we sort of lost ourselves in translation between the connection between one another and seeing what a day-to-day civilian faces through. There were some of us without power for a whole week. So, I mean, like him going to Cancun seems like a big fuck you to like a lot of these people and not really enduring the pain that we had to go through that week.
No, I'm not saying that. No, that might not be actually what he intended. Again,
Yeah.
he
But
could
that's how it
actually
can
be doing,
appear.
but it just appears that way, just based on like there are literally people dying. I had like my room was like 35 degrees, like it got down to that point for good. I mean, when your feet are freezing, it's not gonna do much.
Well, hold on. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like there were some people in my neighborhood whose houses were destroyed.
Yeah,
Yeah, facts.
and then the water pipes as well. Yeah,
The pipes got it.
So I mean,
Mine
like,
did, yeah.
and then there's
Mom
like
was sent to work like overnight for a few days, and so was my dad. My dad went to work at the warming center in Georgia Brown, and so my mom ended up coming home, and then it was just me and her, and our whole entire ceiling fell through, and it was me and my mom trying to fix everything, so it made it even worse.
Like it flooded.
Yeah, well, our what's it called, attic did, so then the whole ceiling like got too heavy with water and then fell through. So that sucked. It's like me and her trying to kind of engineer like to fix everything, but I mean, I know a lot of people probably had it worse, but it was just like the circumstance.
I mean, yeah, people literally died. They obviously had it worse. I mean, like if you die, you have the worst case scenario. I mean, that's not meant to be blunt or anything. It's just yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. So then I'm gonna ask you two at the end, right? This question, right? What would you do moving forward with Texas? How would you fix the state? Fix, quote unquote. If it doesn't need to be fixed, then just state that. All right. So I'm gonna start with you, Jacob.
Well,
You talk about Snowvid or the
In general, at this point,
like just dealing with.
we got a lot of
Okay,
issues
Okay,
here.
first we need to get Deshaun Watson back here.
You mean JJ Watt?
And JJ and DeAndre
DeAndre
Hopkins
Hopkins.
too, bro. And freaking James Harden.
Honestly, at this point, we
They
should
can
just
keep
destroy
building.
all Houston franchises. like there's like
Okay.
he's
No,
all right, yeah.
easy.
Well, we're getting a little bit off topic. All right, Jacob, what would you do to fix Texas in general? Because there are a lot of issues. What would you tackle first? Let's start with that. That's an easy question. Easier question. Yeah.
I don't know, really. Like, I guess at this current moment, I'm just gonna like focus on like the energy departments and everything. I wouldn't necessarily try to regulate it too hard because I think that, you know, Texas having its own power grid is it's very commendable. You know, they don't have to rely on anyone. They can't be like undermined by the federal government at all, and that's cool. But obviously, there needs to be some fixing. They need to update their systems. They need
It's
to
really old.
yeah, like
extremely
they need to, you know, they need to regulate it themselves. They need to make sure that people check up on it and make sure it's good because, you know, the windmills froze and a bunch of people were like, oh, well, you know, that's just the environmental stuff not working, blah, blah, blah. We have windmills in Canada that work fine. It's because those windmills aren't heated. They're old. They don't work in this cold. And like, okay, I can sympathize a little bit of not expecting such cold temperatures, but come on. This is the energy we're talking about. You power an entire state. You should be ready for anything and anything and everything at like all times, you know?
I think that's a good point. Like, what was the record? Like first in like what, 200 or 100 years or something?
I think it was 70 actually for Houston.
170 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
the
Houston.
record-
How low
cold.
did it go?
Huh?
How low did it get to?
Like
The temperature.
12, I think.
Really freaking cold.
12 or 13.
And like I sympathize a lot with like how much we were prepared just because like why would we have to prepare, like not expecting for that, but obviously everything's old, needs to be updated. And I think it was a good like learning experience for everyone, like learning like, oh, maybe like I know us like having to check like our water heater, it was like something, our pipes are off but we had to turn the water heater off too, just like trying to like learn everything. And it kind of, I don't know, like I just remember like talked to probably every neighbor in my whole entire neighborhood, like which we normally wouldn't have done. So it kind of brought everyone together at the same time, which sucks because just like the experience, it's not like a positive experience that you would want to bring everyone together. But I mean, I think it was a good learning experience, and obviously everything, I agree that they should start at least, that was like a good teaching moment kind of thing. So
So do you think that everything's gonna, be fixed up? Like, do you think that we're gonna prioritize this now, even though we're in Texas and we deal with like 105-degree weather in the summer?
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, not really, because I don't think, but we'll definitely know it, like it may be able to come again, but I don't think we should be like, oh my God, it's gonna be freezing every single year. But this could be like the start of something new, and it's a new regular that comes. I don't know. Everything's new. No one knows.
I was about to bring this to climate change, but I think I'll pass on that for now.
Yeah.
Matthew, I'll let you go for a second.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I really like our governor. I really believe in him, and I will lend my trust towards his hands. To unlike some other governors, like comparisons, but like it's just like I believe in him more than rather regular one.
Okay, so then do you think that one of the major issues with society that we're dealing with right now is the lack of trust? Not just within each other, because let's be honest, there are kind of bad people in our worlds, right? So we naturally have to keep an eye out. But like just also like the trust within like the government. Like, do you think that people not trusting the government is going to eventually lead to the downfall of this country at some point? Like, how bad do you think this can get? The mistrust.
Nah, look, I have something to say about that. I have a really strong position on that.
Here we go, boys. Let's just take a sip.
No. It's just how the way you say it.
Just bro, because look, I watched a lot of videos, read a lot of articles, especially on self-sufficiency and independence, especially being like an entrepreneur, self-business starter. A lot of times, you don't really need the government for a lot of things, except, to be honest, the government actually needs a lot more from you. They take a lot of your money. So I think, really, you don't really need to depend on the government, except for a lot of the basic, like insurance costs and stuff like that. But in terms of like having a successful life, it kind of all just like the trust between citizens and their government, it's important, but I think really only for a surface level type of thing. It doesn't really go down deep as far as you think it's important to go down to. It's really more so just like do you have basic trust for the government to do what they're, what it says in the Constitution for the government to do, right? Just provide, basic rights for people.
So then, you are saying that you trust the government?
Yeah, for a few things, for like basic.
Do you
things.
trust that they'll uphold the Constitution?
For the
Everything
part,
in
yeah.
it? Okay,
Yeah.
what would you not trust it in? You say for the most part. What would be something?
Well,
that's
just
in
like
your
for a
mind
lot of
that's
things that really only depend on me and what I can do with it. So, if let's say like if I'm starting a business and the government doesn't want to give me a loan, then I wouldn't hold it on them to trust me with a
But
loan.
is it the
You know,
government?
yeah,
It's the
but
bank.
the bank is tied to the government.
Yeah.
Federal-
Yeah, regulated by the government. Like Federal Reserve?
A little bit because also there's reserve ratios. So like they can only loan out as much as they can. So yeah, it might tie
Yeah,
in.
pretty
See,
sure.
this
They
is
want
why
to
you got
loan
100 in
money.
economics right there. That's your
Well,
reasoning right
Which
there.
one? Micro or
Macro.
You were trying to get some help. I lucky.
Which one?
Which one? Like,
Yeah,
Hey.
but no, basically the point of what I'm saying is like I think that having trust in the government only up to a certain part, and I think like after you get to that point, then it's up to you to be your own person, be like a self-starter, and not depend on them to help you out with everything.
But isn't that like what this kind of country was built around? Like having not so much government regulations and limiting the civilian, because literally like that's
Yeah.
what the people ran away
Yeah,
from.
it's built on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I think the government should provide you the opportunity to chase the pursuit of happiness and whatever you consider success. But you shouldn't expect the government to give you happiness in your life. Or whatever.
No, yeah, of course.
Okay,
I
so
think it should provide you with every basic opportunity needed to go and chase those things. But I don't think it should give you those things at all.
Okay, so you say success in your eyes. What is success in your Daniel Alvarez's
We
eyes?
talked about this last
Yeah, we talk about this.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Let's keep it more about like between the people and the government.
Should I ask? one
It's
of
just-
the-
Yeah, you should. Honestly, yeah, at this point, yeah. Go ahead. Go for it, buddy. All right, we're going to switch a little bit of topics here.
I wasn't thinking want to see.
No. Go.
No,
Please.
No. Now you're complaining about it. If you got something to complain about, this is your chance to speak it.
I'm complaining about why Matthew's so cute. Can you tell me the question?
Okay.
Hey, man, I know you can be in debonair.
Hey man.
Hey, we both competed in this. I can't really roast you.
My pickup line was the best thing ever, bro. I don't know how I was like chosen as
Okay.
congeniality.
I got one. Knowing that we grew up with each other and seeing all the progression and degression between each other, and do you see it with the changes? Like what is the best? What did you feel like coming in as your freshman year, and ending up as a senior? Like kind of like a juxtaposition between the two.
Wait, Hannah, could you repeat the question? I need to pull this one up.
That's a good question. I think you could have maybe refined your thesis a little bit more, but I get the basics.
Give you a 4.
Thank you.
Four.
Give it a
AP
2.
test,
Yeah,
4 out
I
of
get a
5.
2.5.
I
2.5.
like
Rhymes
a
with 3.
3. Yeah,
But why a 3?
it's in the middle. Make sure I'm happy with it.
They're being mean. I get it. It's okay.
A mean, lean linguine. Farting machine.
Okay, so let's be honest. We've kind of gone through a lot. Let's be honest. Like our generation, and specifically
Hey,
high school
let's start with
seniors.
you, bro, because I want to hear about.
Like, okay, I'm gonna get.
Freshman Nick.
Freshman Nick was a douchebag. No cap.
Yes,
man.
I know.
was
We know.
honestly sophomore
We know.
me, junior me, and pretty much the majority of me for senior
You
me.
still are.
Yep, pretty much still a douchebag.
Mhm.
But I think I have a better look at life now because used to I just looked at people as just like unrecognizable things that like I just never gonna be able to comprehend. Like I know that sounds weird.
What?
No, like I just never understood human emotion. So like I would say like an example is I would say things that no one else would ever consider to say. It's like I would go out of my way to like sometimes say it because it's like because I viewed it I should say.
Shock
that people
value?
Huh?
Shock value?
not that. No, I wouldn't never say anything with shock value. I just say things just to say it. It would always.
Oh,
come
you
off as,
definitely
like,
be
wrong
saying shit with
language.
shock value, bro.
That's
That
it.
you get off with just like saying stupid shit. And it's just like
Honestly,
going
yeah.
with it.
I don't know. I feel like used to I just never really like appreciated people and my friends until like later on. You know what I mean? That's actually pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
For those of you guys who can't see, this guy just put on the coolest shades I've ever seen.
what's up with it?
All right, but like I feel that I haven't changed in the fact that I still know who I am as a person, but I've changed in the fact that how I view others, and I think that that's something that people need to do. And I think that's like like you're gonna have to understand that when you take the good side of people, you're also gonna have to accept the bad side of people, and that's something that I think people aren't able to do. And I think one of the issues is like politics. Like so, like nowadays, politics is like running the country. And I think that some people only view each other as like just for political views. It's like, oh, he's a liberal, or oh, he's a Democrat, or whatever the term is. Like, oh, he's stupid, or he's always a conservative, always a Republican. Oh, he's racist now. You know what I mean? Like, I feel that people need to understand that who you are isn't what is defined by something as simple as
We
politics.
label people too much.
Yeah, I feel
Yes.
that I labeled a lot of
Yeah.
people as like just
Dude, because for some
People,
people, just right off the point real quick, people will, if you wear a mask, then you're somehow liberal. If you don't wear a mask, you're somehow a Republican. Like, what, bro? It's your opinion on masks, not your opinion on politics. I don't know.
I mean, but like, to be fair with that one, if you don't wear a mask and there's a rule that says you should wear a mask, you're kind of gonna get in trouble. Like, that's
Yeah, but,
that's just
but
basic.
that doesn't mean you're a
Doesn't
Republican.
label
though.
you as
That doesn't
anything.
label you. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
but I'm
that.
saying
I'm just saying like,
Client.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like if you choose not to follow a rule, that does not make you a Republican. If you choose to follow it, doesn't make you a Democrat.
but I think that my experiences have helped me in the longer run and in the short run in that sense that I'm not the same person I was freshman year. I still have a lot of the same values. I still have actually a decent bit of the same values, but the ones that are the most important is how I view others and how I still treat others kind of the same, but not the same. I don't know if I'm making sense here. Like you get people who knew me at freshman year and now who know me at senior year, they can definitely tell the difference. Like a lot of people have told me, it's like you've changed a lot. You still retain some of the annoying, stupid Nick value that we all appreciate in our own unique way, but you're a different person than when you were in freshman year. I think that speaks to like how much I've grown.
Couldn't
In
have
that
said
sense.
it any better, Nick.
Yeah.
Nicholas.
God, only like 2 people call me that. Anyway,
That spoke to me, Nicholas.
stop saying. Stop saying. All right, Matthew, you're the one who asked the question. Let's talk about baby Matthew.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, like,
Mateo.
why don't we get with Daniel?
Nah, Mateo, go ahead.
Freshman year.
Okay, so yeah, define yourself as a freshman. For the viewers who are at home or watching wherever they are,
Yeah,
right,
you like
listening,
summarize
summarize
your
freshman
progress.
Matthew Rodriguez
your progress from freshman to sophomore.
and any events that might correspond to that.
I would probably say like naive. Most of the time, like kind of like allowing other people to put in their own views within myself, and like not allowing myself to talk enough, and kind of like searching for other people's values instead of mine. So I would say like that would be my freshman year mix. I mean, I still have those insecurities and things still built in me to this day, because like you can't like, defeat it in just 4 years. But I would say those were my biggest weaknesses. Lack of holding anything to my own, man. Kind of like that.
So, you talk about struggles or insecurities and stuff. How would you recommend to someone? How would they, based on what your experience is, how would you try and recommend to fight those insecurities?
It's not something you can recommend towards someone because it's
No,
somehow.
like how have you dealt it basically, and like would you recommend? I don't know if I'm making sense here.
They sort of have to find it in their own way. Everybody has their own mix of how they handle things. But I mean, you just kind of have to keep moving and pull through, because like every day is going to be like, a slime ball fest for you. But, there's other people that have it a lot worse. Sometimes you just have to look from, one side and the other side, and you just kind of have to keep moving on between things. There's a lot of times where we all want to quit, but there's just,
You just gotta power through,
Mhm.
and it's easier said than done. Believe me, guys. It's easier said than done to just power through. And I know it sounds like we're just like the basic bitches and just say, "Oh,
No,
just
but
power through,
It's so true.
just do it." But like, it is true. Yeah,
So true, dude.
it's so true. You just gotta
And it
like.
applies to everything. It
Just
really
to-
does.
Yeah,
In every single part of your life, it applies to everything.
just power through.
Yes, literally.
In the words of
Literally.
Dory, just keep swimming. I know that sounds stupid, but like
Man,
you just got to do it, you know. Oh, man. All right, Jacob. Freshman you, travel back in time.
Freshman year.
What is you? Oh my God, that's grammatically incorrect. All right, you in the freshman year. Describe it for the viewer. Let's hear what freshman you is all about. Wait, were you still in Canada at this point?
No, I came here 8th grade. Freshman me, unconfident, antisocial, kind of rude at times if people can't hold a conversation. That was definitely me freshman year. I'd like to say that I changed all those things though.
dude, I'm so glad you can like realize that like, you know, that happened and that like you're moving good, like better from it.
Yeah.
Because like it's good that you're able to like see what you messed up on and that you improved too.
Yeah, because what I always like to do is like I think shame is fine. I think you can feel shameful, but I think the way you use that shame is important. Because I feel shameful for the way that I would like slouch in the hallways and ruin my back all the time. And how like I felt shameful of how I treated people
I mean,
and how I was antisocial and how I wasn't confident with myself and I wouldn't let myself because like now like I'm I try to stand up straight. I feel good when I walk down the hallways. You know, when people look at me, I don't feel, oh, they staring at me because I look weird. I'm like, why are you looking at me? You know, I've gained I've gained that little like spunk in my step a little bit more. And I really enjoy that. And especially with the things that I enjoy, like history, I kind of go on monologues sometimes.
no,
like
you've
random
literally done it
people.
on this podcast where you talk about Rome for like a good 10
Yeah,
minutes
because
straight.
I love history and I got my confidence and I love talking about it and I can just keep going. And like with holding conversations and my confidence has been tested. Obviously, I think everyone's confidence can be tested sometimes. Like with my relationship, my confidence was definitely tested a lot of times. Like, one time she like lied about something that was really like sensitive to me and I lost like a ton of confidence. Granted, she apologized and like I sort of tried to build back up and I got it back. So that's good. But yeah, I'd say I was pretty unconfident, antisocial, a little rude, and I slouched.
I mean, you are still. I mean, we did the anagram test, and you kind of had 0 for risk taking. So I mean, you are still kind of antisocial in that sense, bro. But like, yeah.
Hey man, who the
say-
fuck's gonna say that an Enneagram test is gonna tell you your real personality?
Those are kind of accurate.
Okay, fine. They are actually really accurate because they actually. I'm a 3. All right, so but, yeah.
I don't remember what I am.
But,
I
like,
remember reading it. It's accurate.
I remember you in sophomore year. It took a long time to be able to for you to actually speak, and just to see you from like sophomore year, man, how much you changed. I mean, honestly, I think I've stayed more or less the same. Again, I still have like major differences in the right areas, but I think me as a person is like you can still recognize me, in some sense or shape or form. But like I feel like you are unrecognizable. You had that god awful haircut in sophomore year too.
Bro, now you
That was
just
so
bro, you doing
No,
my man dirty,
no,
bro.
no,
I
you're
want
right.
it. I
Bro.
want to see.
Bro, you got to show him your freshman year picture.
Um,
Oh my God,
this
it's
is-
horrible. All right.
Okay, well, this is me with shorter hair.
Oh my God, it's awful. I remember.
I'm pretty sure that's recent though, but that's me with
How did it
shorter
grow
hair.
that fast?
See, my girlfriend said I looked good with
No,
long
it's,
hair.
that's
and
not the
then
picture.
I just
That's
started
not the picture.
growing my hair, and then
My man's was dripping out with the cut, bro.
No, it was
This
1,000
was-
times worse.
I'm pretty
boys.
sure this was like
Okay.
maybe like sophomore, junior, maybe.
The
Looked pretty
freshman
bad.
year. Freshman year.
I'm
Have
trying
all
to
of
find
this
it.
still?
Holy crap.
Oh, there we go. There's freshman year.
There it is.
Yo, life happened between these
God
photos.
awful haircut.
Bro.
That's freshman year right there.
Oh, I'm at these eyes for you guys. who
Bro,
are-
tell me how you're doing the exact same face.
This
No,
went
dude, no cap,
for
no
the third
cap.
one.
I've had the
It's
same picture for 4 years, so I can't blame him for that. But like,
Dude, it's like the same. Bro. Dude, and you're wearing like very similar fits and all of them too.
yeah, he had the 21
The
Pilots
same
jacket
glasses.
on
You
like
have the
300
same
days
glasses
straight.
still.
Yeah. Oh my
That's
God,
wild.
it's
That's
so
wild.
funny.
Same
hell.
ones they haven't broke.
No, I've broken like 3 now. These are newer. These are from this year actually, because I like them because they didn't have like. Oh, they're dirty as hell. Hold on. I like them because they didn't have like they had a clear rim at the bottom.
Does everybody have one of these? Like,
Yeah,
I
we
have
have all
all
them.
mine. I have all mine.
I have all mine, bro.
no,
I
like
don't
right
have
now.
this-
So
Yeah, I have
like,
all mine.
So
No,
we can
my-
like
they're in my
show them
backpack.
all.
Maybe
Yeah, I can show them all.
I don't have
Because I have mine, but like mine's in a photo.
All right, but like, okay, but like, genuinely, like, serious face, straight face, me, like, dude, you've changed
I only
a
have
lot.
one.
Me?
Yeah. Yeah, and
Okay,
I
450. All right, so
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
finish
yeah.
up.
15.
Alright.
Holy shit.
Yeah. All right, so
Yeah,
wait, do you want to take a break now?
Yeah, I'm
in a
pretty
second.
sure.
All right, okay, we'll finish the
Yeah.
Kinley.
5 minutes.
We'll finish up with you really quick. So describe freshman year Kinley versus senior year Kinley. Like, go through the
I
basics.
don't really think I've changed that much. Like I want to change. I'm still working on it, but I mean, like, thinking about freshman year, I think I took things. I'm working on like taking things less serious because I have that issue with that. But other than that, like, my eyebrows were really dark and I was really pale, but that's like the only thing that I can remember.
Okay, so wait, so do you think? Yeah, that's Daniel. Jesus Christ, it's like the same things.
Okay, show it says
I've-
11. Let's
I've
do
seen-
11.
I've seen those so
That's the
many
only one I
times.
have.
Yeah, dude, I look exactly.
I
the
do want
same.
to give mine.
I'm so,
Holy shit.
But do you think experiences have shaped who you are more than
I
like
haven't
as
had
you were?
any
a person?
big like life-changing experiences yet. I think
What?
in
You don't
college
count
I
this
will.
podcast as a big life-changing experience? You kidding me? The disgrace.
I
You're
think
gonna
in
break
college
Nick's
I
heart.
will, but I mean I'm still waiting to blossom.
So okay, so what do you think? Do you think you will ever? Well, I won't say blossom. You will ever blossom. But do you think it's gonna be soon that you're gonna get that bang life-changing? Like so, like me and Jacob.
Hopefully,
I'd say both of
college-
us have had like life-changing experiences in our own way. I mean, like Daniel with his opportunities has, and I don't know about Matthew.
I want to.
Yeah,
Before I take a break, I want to
It's so
talk about mine.
surreal.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
I'll
video-
get Daniel
crazy
size
is that there's
opportunities
different
in
photos.
college.
Yeah, they're all
Like internships or something.
Yeah, like, go through your. I don't know what's just been said.
I want to see.
All
Why
right,
do you have 20 of them?
because I had duplicates. Remember how you
Dude,
got
it's
like,
the same copy paste photo.
No, dude, those are different photos.
no,
You
no,
can
the
tell by
same
the lighting.
There's 2
Can I
years
take
that
a
are the same
picture of
photos.
them?
Why would you want to fix?
Bro, holy shit.
I mean, I
That's so
guess.
funny.
All right, Daniel, you want before you head it out?
Why do you
Bring
have
it
so
out.
many?
Okay, I'll explain the things first. You remember how we got those at the start of freshman year, and it was the 8th grade photo, and then we got one like a month later. That's what the duplicates are.
Well,
It's like
the blue shirt's the 8th grade one.
No, the jersey one.
Bro, my 8th grade
Boston.
looks nothing like
Jersey
me.
one.
But okay,
No,
Daniel, go
no.
through your story really quick, and then I'll let you leave. Not like let you leave. Oh my good
Yeah.
God, Matthew.
Yeah.
All right, okay,
They should-
Daniel,
should
your
wear-
story.
All right.
Okay, for the viewers,
Um.
your life-changing experience.
No. It was just talking about because like I just want to say something quick about my freshman year. I really feel like really similar to you actually, because like
Yeah.
this year I like really focused on my posture too. So like now like when I walk through the hallway, I always have my shoulders back, chest out, like
Yeah, you literally looking like a peacock sometimes.
yeah, but it's because it feels so ergonomically correct, right? And then like I literally sleep better because I have my posture. I literally sleep on my back. It just opens up your airways to breathe more air when you're sleeping.
Dude, I
If
just
you
like you
sleep-
sing like this.
No, like seriously, just sleeping like this, like it's
It's
the
like
correct.
that's how
You know how
psychopaths-
guys
No,
sleep.
you know, bro.
Bro,
I'm scared
Nick,
of
you know why
things
guys
like-
sleep like that?
Yes, we know why guys sleep like that. We don't have to go in detail.
It's the
Matthew.
correct. It's the correct way to sleep, and it's like
Uh,
the thing is like you don't really like expect it, right? But like when you sleep on your side, you develop like imbalances in your neck,
Yeah.
and so you wake up with like and your shit's all fucked
when
up.
I'm sleeping,
Stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No.
So like when you sleep correct, okay, but that's just one part, and then also I think confidence too. Like now when I'm walking around, it's more so not about like where you're looking at me. I'm like they're just looking at me because
I'm Daniel Alvarez. I'm the
fucking
shit.
Daniel.
Yeah.
I'm like-
Fucking Daniel.
No, I am the best.
No, but then and then
Okay, not like a too cocky way, but you know what I mean.
no, but look, but it doesn't matter because every time that you gain confidence, people are always gonna try and take you down a notch because people think that like, oh, he thinks he's full of shit, right? Because of the way he walks.
Mhm.
I literally, bro, I walk like that everywhere, and at my restaurant, everyone's like, Yeah, I kind of thought you were a fuckboy or a douchebag because of the way you walked. What?
Yeah,
Because people don't really like expect you to have that like self acceptance, self assurance, that knowing that like, you know, this is who I am. I want to be as perfect as I want to be, as I want to make myself.
Yeah.
So
Like I literally said that on the last podcast. Like I
Yeah.
was like, I kind of thought you weren't like all of that, but then once I actually got to know you, like you know, like
You're everything he builds himself up to be. You know, you're a
Yeah.
great man, dude. Like, you're what we aspire to be, buddy. Yeah. Jacob joined the rich show. Yeah.
yeah. I was
Yeah, bromance, boys. Sorry, Kinley. All right. I think we're gonna take a little bit of break. Daniel's got
yeah,
some
I gotta
business to tend
I
to.
gotta take some photos.
So, all right. So,
Are y'all sweaty? Sweaty?
No, well, I have dry hands. Well, not dry hands, I have good hands. But this man's hand be sweaty.
yo, dude,
He
you
looks
look like you
nervous.
sweat all the time.
Dude, no
All right,
bad,
okay.
bro. I'm sorry. I don't mean to expose you or anything.
No problem. All right, just pause the recording and then. Don't stop it. Pause it. All right. Already got it. Still recording. All right, we are back on episode 12. Daniel had to take a break because he has stuff for yearbook. So, Jacob, off camera, you said you had a
Yeah.
question that's cancel culture for me.
Yes.
What was your question?
All right. Real talk.
oh,
Have any of you ever felt empty? Not sad, but just sort of like something's missing
Yes.
within your life. Like
Yeah.
just there's like a piece of your like heart or mind or body or something that's just sort of not there. And you're trying to find it, but yeah, it's just not
But
there.
it's like this a search that you just can't quite find where X marks the spot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll say yes. I'll ask you, Matthew. Yes or no?
like having the emptiness still, or like you found it already.
Whoa. I don't know.
Just
That's-
have you
I
ever
want to
felt
talk about
empty?
it. So like, it's like I'm a big like future person. So like, kind of always, but not like it's like a super bad thing. Like emptiness, like, because I want to like find out what's gonna happen to me. But obviously I can't tell the future, so it's kind of like a constant like reoccurring. Like maybe like before I fall asleep, like wondering like, okay, like I'm ready to get on with life now. Like I want to know what's gonna happen to me. Like it's not like a empty like I'm missing anything. I'm just missing what I'm missing the rest of my life.
Well, you're like, what, 17, 18?
Yeah, that's the point.
So naturally, you're
18.
naturally missing.
So, but I just think I think about it too much,
Yeah.
which I'm working on.
Do you think, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, though.
No,
if you think
that's
about
what
the
I
future.
said. But like,
But so then why are you working on it, quote? I have like, for you guys who are on putting air
working on
quotations.
not like thinking. Not, I don't want to feel empty, but I mean, I do about it. I don't know. Try not to focus on it so much.
But is it emptiness, or like is it like you having like you don't want to feel that feeling of facing up against like these
These
challenges?
No, because I don't like anticipate challenges. Like I know they're gonna happen, but it's not like all I think about. It's just like emptiness of like not knowing what's to come and just like I don't know. I just think too much, and then
Wait.
I get empty feeling like at night when I'm trying to fall asleep. Like I just think too far ahead and it's like, well, what about this? What about this? But
You overthink, and then like sometimes you break down.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh shit.
you're like fuck, or yeah. Can you like?
I don't care.
I-
Just
I
so
know,
long as
but-
it's not the N word or it won't get me canceled.
She just starts spraying.
Yeah, Kinley just starts saying, "Oh, no, I'm not gonna say it." But like, yeah, just I don't care how much. If you can keep it like
Okay.
PG-13
moving
/
on.
lower rated R.
Anyway, that's my predicament. So next.
I'll say yes, in the sense that whenever I entered high school, I made like a promise not to get too close to anyone. Like, I'm not gonna say dude or woman, but like dude or woman. Like, I didn't really want to have any close friends because I knew at some point I was gonna get let down or get hurt by anyone. And so then around junior year, the COVID happens, and it's like it really hit me hard that it's like I don't have anyone around me that I can just say, "Hey, what's up? Dap me up." You know what I mean? And it's like that's something. That was a moment where I was like, "Oh shit!" I've kind of put myself in a pickle. I need someone right by my side right now. You know what I mean? It's like I need someone right there to just like
You
help.
dug your own grave.
Yeah, it's like I dug my own grave, and it's like I needed someone. Luckily, I found a couple of people that are like close friends to me,
No, I definitely feel
and
it.
it's like, yeah, it's great to have that by your side. It's like that was a moment where it's like I needed a friend or I needed someone like just right there just to help, like pat me on the back, say it's all right, you know. And I know that sounds like, I don't want to say fruity, but like weak in some sense. Is like to have someone pat you on the back and say it's okay as like an adult male. Well, technically adult, I'm 18, but it's like I think that's something that everyone needs at some point, is to have someone that's just like a rock for you. That's like you could just turn to them and rely on them. And I think-
Respectable support.
Yeah. And I think that people are finding it now nowadays to understand that is something that's a genuine issue with some people. So like some people, they just don't grow up with like a parent, because that's how some people, that's the first person that many people turn to is their parent. So people who don't grow up with like a parental figure or someone who they can like look up to, or it's like right there, they're like lacking something and they're searching it through their entire life, and some find it eventually, but others they just crack, I guess. I can't really put it under any serious circumstance, but yeah, that's my statement right there.
Yeah, like people could live a whole lifetime and sometimes they will never ever figure out who they are. Like, you know, that's why like sometimes I feel like in this kind of educational system, I don't really like how the school is, because like they teach you how to make money. They don't teach you how to get a job that makes you happy. Like, you know, to do something that you actually love. Like it's so constantly upon the idea of success and success of being wealth, but it's never upon the idea of like you finding that medium and that space where like, you know, I made it, like, you know, to your own way.
What? Oh, sorry. I was just eating this.
Disgusting.
But as you guys can see, I'm eating a Pizza Hut pizza that's kind of cold. And I dipped the icing thing that they have on there for the cinnamon cakes on it. So, yeah, it's actually not that bad. I've got to say. Jacob, you're the one who asked the question. What's your answer?
That's why I asked the question.
Yes. What's your answer to your own question?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, this kind of smacks. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. It was pretty recent, the empty feeling, you know? And that's why I started to work out and I started to up my hygiene, like for the past like 2 weeks, because normally I would just brush my teeth once, like at the end of the day, because in the morning I just felt like I didn't have enough time. But at the end of the day, I started doing it and realizing that it was just some lazy excuse. But, you know, I guess I did all of that in search for what I needed. And like,
Have you found it?
I think I know what it is, and I think I'm content with continuing as hard as I can to like get it. Because I think what like the emptiness is just the lack of like a support beam, you know? It's a lack of like a loved one. Because obviously, you know,
Am I not a loved one?
What,
I'm so hurt.
you're there too, and all my friends and family, and I do feel a little selfish saying this stuff sometimes, because I do have a lot of people for me, but you know, ever since I lost my girlfriend, it's been really hard for me to like, you know, not have that empty feeling.
Wait, can I ask you this question?
Mhm.
Do you, Jacob Husband, think that high school relationships are overrated?
Yeah.
I didn't ask you. Kinley, is your name Jacob Husband?
Well, I actually have a question about that. Like, are attachments overrated?
No.
No. But our relationships in high school overrated. Jacob, not Kinley. Jacob.
I think, okay, my logic is a little weird because I think that if you can avoid them, you can, but if you see the opportunity, you need to take it. Because the way I see it is that if you go throughout your entire high school life without a relationship, that's chill. You know, like you don't have to worry about that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you see someone and you really like them and they really like you, give it a shot. Like my first girlfriend ever, 2 years and 3 months. That was really long. Like that was good.
Well, why do you say it like that, Kinley?
I'm so bored. I don't know.
What?
So
Okay.
bored.
Okay.
But yeah, so I would say that,
That's just so long. I could not imagine.
well, seeing as if I
If
was
you
thinking,
really like her, yeah.
yeah, seeing as if I was thinking it was going to be forever, it was pretty short for that time.
Okay.
But, you know, I would say definitely go for them. But if you don't want to, that's fine. You know,
All right, so Kinley, why do you think high school relationships are overrated? 'Cause you instantly said no.
Because They just are. I mean,
You kind of have to go. Can you elaborate a
I
little
mean,
bit
I just.
without giving away too many? I don't.
What's
wanna
the
push it.
percentage of high school sweethearts? Even I guess I don't really have like the biggest like heart, I guess. Like I'm not
Nah,
like a
you
super lovey though. Like in a relationship, I'm pretty cold, I'd say. But sometimes I have my like differences. But I mean, I don't know. I just am not a supporter of lovey-dovey high school.
So do you
stick
think-
out, meet
yeah.
each other after class ends? I don't know. That's
So
just,
you're not supportive of that?
I'm not saying I'm super against it, but I mean, like, I don't think it's really unlikely for like your first ever
Love to, yeah. Everyone.
relationship. I
yeah.
know.
I think everyone wants their first love to be like, because I think I don't know about you, Matthew, but I think all of us have had a first love.
No, I think that's what you think now, but once you actually like grow up and figure it out, then you realize you never.
Yeah, it's like I think that everyone wants their first love. I'm gonna put air quotation marks on that because I still have different views than that. I think you can find love, but I think in high school at least, but I think it's like a lot harder than people think it is. But I think that everyone wants their first love to be the one, the only one. You know, I think that's something that you have to really like put a commitment into, like know that this is different. You know what I mean? Like you either have to experience something that you've never experienced before, or you have to make a connection that's on a deeper level that you've ever
I think
had
we're
before.
all just so immature right now, and like but you're gonna have to like get over the hump of like all of your like first like mistakes or first regrets and stuff. And I guess I'd rather just get it over with in high school and then like be ready for like the real thing later on. And it's not really gonna happen. I mean, it's really unlikely, I think. And I've kind of prepared myself knowing like, okay, there's gonna be some humps and like not serious relationships. Like serious relationships you think at the time, and then once it's over, you're like, I can't believe I did that. Like looking back at like the person. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I know. We get what you mean.
There's like a bigger question between that. Do you think it's like you searching in the wrong basket or yourself being in the wrong?
Yourself being like you're just not ready and you don't know it yet. But that's just life. I mean,
I feel like it's in both ways, like the same thing and that nature where like some people are just like not really picking themselves at the right time. And, you know, like not everyone can withstand a relationship, a serious one at that point in such a immature sequence of their life. But it's just like, there's definitely ways of doing it. You know, you had
2 years and 3 months.
I had 2 years as well. So, I mean, like, you know, it's definitely possible, but it's just like that level of commitment to have upon yourself. You know, it's just like, it's not meant for everybody. Not everybody's built around to having companionship.
Yeah, because like I remember at the start of high school, I knew I was like, I'm not gonna get it. Even if I found someone like, unless it's like someone that like I'm sure that this is different. I was like, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna make a move. If it happens, okay, it might be like I hang out at a party. All right, fine, that's that. All right, we might talk a little bit after class. That's that. I'm not gonna get into a high school relationship because I viewed it as something that's like, not necessary, and it's like it's just gonna weigh me down at some point. But I think that if you find that person that compliments you well, and I think that some people haven't. I'm not gonna say that if you have or have not. That's your experience if you believe you have. But I think that if you can find someone that compliments you well, just like reach out. You know, like not like ask him out on a date or something like that, but just like make a connection that's deeper than you. And I think that people lose that connection the longer on they go through life, and the longer on they go through life, and the more on they lose those connections, the worse they are.
Yeah, and people lose that confidence within themselves whenever they get rejected. You know, rejection is all a part of life, you know. Just because, you know,
I'm so sorry. He's dipping his crust in the icing like it's like regular pizza in there. I'm so sorry.
It's good.
no, you're good.
It's good.
Yeah, like I kind of think of the scenario is like you go into an interview, they don't accept you because of, you know, you're just not qualified for the position. It's not like you're gonna, you know, go towards that person that rejected you and just be like, oh, screw you, your whole company's in wrong. Someday I'm gonna be better than you.
Suck my left nut.
You know, it's just those kind of thoughts are not what's gonna win, and it just depends on how you handle rejection. Sometimes that could like ultimately recover you into a better position than you ever were. You know.
I think like you were saying though, but if there's something there, then you might as well just go like give it a shot. But I mean, it's not like this is ultimate or anything.
this is a complimentary towards the people that like lose confidence because like, oh shoot, I shot my shot with this one girl. Well, I'm not trying to do it with this one because I'm not trying to have my heart broken.
Yeah, maybe just coming from a girl's perspective though, because I never like shoot a shot. I hate shooting shots.
Okay, wait, so
like,
why?
I don't,
Why?
Like, lose.
Yeah, wait.
'Cause I don't like that.
Okay, so do you prefer that
Why?
like if the dude comes in and shoots the
Yeah,
shot?
I won't ever shoot a shot.
Really?
Why?
I just don't like it. I can't do it.
You don't have the confidence in yourself that they'd say yes, or you
No,
don't have the
I
confidence
just-
that like
I
it
like a more
feel right?
traditional relationship where the guy goes out of his way, or else I don't feel like.
But why be traditional?
Because I like it. It makes me like happier. I don't know.
It makes you feel like oh, they really value this.
Yeah.
It's like
Not like
not like oh, they just did it.
I had to pursue him. I don't know.
You feel like they stepped up to your level, or they like looked at you as like a higher pedal. It's like I got to go for this, rather than you look down at them.
No,
It's like I got to do
not
this.
that. It's just the point. Like, I don't know.
It makes you feel special. I would assume.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be rude.
Well,
I'm
It just
trying
sounds
to
so
be
fun.
genuine.
Wouldn't ever just go up. I guess I would. I like will like go out of my way to talk to someone, but I wouldn't like actually like try to like make things happen with someone. I guess I don't have like confidence. Like I don't have the trust that it would like actually work. I don't know.
Okay, so wait. So let me ask the people that. So I'm the only one here that's not been in a relationship. So I'll ask this one. All right, who is the relationship more dependent on, the girl or the boy?
It depends on the person.
All right, so let's go with you two because you guys are the dudes. In your relationships, who is it like? Did you guys have to be the ones to say "I love you" or something like that, or whatever it's like? You guys had to push it. You guys had to like really emphasize it, or was it like a mutual thing that is like you guys mutually really did care for each other, and it was always reciprocated, and it was always, you never knew who was gonna say "I love you" first or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, like, for the I love you thing, like, expressing the love, it was definitely mutual, for me at least. But I think, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I think the problem solving normally ended up on me.
Yeah.
And that was, and I feel like that's sort of what like made her feel bad because like in the end of the day, she broke up with me because she thought she wasn't good enough for me. That was her like, process. And, I respected it. I was like, I can't force you to be in this relationship. Like, this really sucks. And I had my own fiasco. And then I tried to get back to her and then she did the same thing. So I was, and like, I don't want to be rude or anything, but I thought in my head, I was like, because I got a lot of confidence. And when she said that, like, I'm just not good enough for you, at the second time, I was like, you know what? You're right. Like, I didn't say that, but
Yeah.
in my head, I was
the
like,
second time especially.
yeah, I was like, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I am just too good. Because in the end of the day, like, I did everything she wanted.
I'm just
I don't know
built
who
to
this girl is, but you're definitely better than her.
Well, and
Sorry,
see,
girl.
like, we're friends now. Because I don't like to hold, like, grudges, especially with relationships. Like, I just like to end it and just be like, we didn't work out. That's fine. We could still be friends if you're chill with that. And she still texts me once in a while. And we have a nice, pleasant conversation and check up on each other. And it's totally chill. But yeah, she definitely, it was definitely like me being the problem solver and then her feeling like she caused all the problems and she couldn't solve them. And then she broke up with me essentially twice. And then me just going, you know what? Yeah. Like, maybe I am just, yeah, maybe. And that's why I'm continuing to work out and continue to keep my hygiene because, like, at this point, I'm just going to improve myself for the next one to come along.
Yeah.
And that's a really important thing about like you improving upon. You shouldn't improve for a person or for a specific kind of thing that deals with another person's values or what they see out of you. You should do it for yourself and what you feel even more better with. So always, whenever you go into a workout, I'm getting all like, freaking personal trainer here, but like always feel like, I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to get better because I want to get better, things like that. But like one thing you did say, like there should never like really be left on grudges between relationships because on that part, then you're not ready for the next one. And like, that's one thing that like I want Nick to understand out of my situation is that there's no grudges or anything like that whatsoever. It's just sometimes you have to social distance between one another and sort of kind of have your own space and time to where you
Grow
guys
apart to come together or something like that.
no, just grow apart. Like you're just not meant for specific people sometimes. It's not.
It takes a lot to realize that, though.
Mhm.
But yeah, I get what he's saying because like when I told Helen that we can be friends, I was like, listen, we can be friends, but I'm not texting you every day.
Mhm.
I'm not constantly going to be reaching out. If you really want to hear from me, you can text me. And she does. And like during a snow vid, I texted her just to be like, hey, hope you're doing well. Because I know she's originally from Louisiana, but she's lived here for a pretty long time. So I knew that, she's probably not used to the weather. So I was like, hey, hope you and your family are doing all right. Hope no pipes have bursted or anything.
That's sweet.
Well, and at the end of the day, I promised that I would make her happy for the rest of her life. And I would be there for her. So
At least you're gonna keep out on one end of the bargain.
I'm a man of my promises, and I will be there for her. Like if she gets married and she wants me to go there, I'll shake that groom's hand and be like, listen, man, be ready. But
You got my sloppy say no. I'm just kidding.
no. I'll be like, be ready. But she's a great
Stop
woman.
it, Matthew.
you
Stop. No, not that pose again. Not that pose again.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like, cause and like, I know like it sounds like I'm bashing on her, but she's a great person. Like there's a reason why I fell in love with her
It
because
doesn't
she's
sound like
I'm just trying to make sure,
Yeah,
because
well-
I don't want people to like because
Seem
know,
like
it's
make
the
you seem
whole-
like you're a cold hearted
yeah,
person.
it's the whole
yeah.
grudge thing. I don't want people thinking that I hate her.
Yeah, that's
Like I don't want people to think that we're like clashing and that like if we go into a room, it's gonna be like really awkward and we're gonna like argue. Like I don't want that.
that's the thing with like breakups that people somehow just don't understand. It's just like when there's a breakup, there's no need to take sides upon things. You don't need to
Yeah.
separate the whole room just because two aren't combined anymore or two chose to separate apart. There's no need for that kind of equation or that. Like it's just like people are just so based upon taking whose side of the story, and it's just like there's no need for that. I wish the best upon my ex, and I hope that she finds the best for herself in the future, but it's just not something that I'm going to be a part of her life anymore for that.
I think that
it
there's
respect
also
sucks
that.
to hear that, though. I just hate that.
there's also a part like you just like it's like not a burden, but like it's like I've seen people where it's like I don't know. So basically, I think the best way is to use me as I know I'm not gonna get in a relationship like soon because I'm so much to deal with. I have so much I'm so much
You have
like
to rehabilitate yourself.
yeah. There's like so much when you like talk to me, you can tell that there's a lot on my shoulders that I just carry, and it's like I don't want to put that on someone else. And I think that with dealing with me, you have to deal with like a lot of care and like there's a lot of care that has to go involved and you have to be very careful because I'm very liable to I'm not gonna say I'm like anger issues, but like I'm very liable to just like lash out and not even realize I'm doing it.
What I feel like you need to do is somehow release that weight off of yourself without anybody having to hold that weight. Just, finding some way to release that, that tension within yourself and, finding your peace, finding, I don't know, something that you enjoy and just like this was my biggest problem is that like I always found enjoyment within my friends, but like as soon as I got a girlfriend, I disappeared. Like I remember I had at my birthday party, not my birthday party, my birthday dinner. My friends were telling me, yeah, I remember you being with your girlfriend and just like you disappeared one time once you were with her. And it's just like that's something that like you don't want to do.
You don't want to grow apart because of
You
you're
grow
going close
apart.
with someone else. Yeah.
You always be open to everything.
All right, but Kinley, I feel like you have a lot to say with this stuff. So,
I need like prompts, though.
oh,
I'm
okay.
lost.
What were we just talking about?
We're talking about like handling like relationships and like how are they for us as teenagers.
I don't think they've ever been that like controlling in my life because I've never been in love before, so I couldn't say like, oh my god.
That sounds so harsh. I don't know. That just
Why?
Well, no, I could say the same for myself.
It's not that serious yet. One day, whenever you're grown and old, you'll be like, oh my gosh, that was such a joke. Like that relationship. It seems a lot now. I promise you.
But don't you think that's sort of a joke of itself for like you have to be older in order to fall in love with someone?
No, I'm not saying that. I mean older to like be able to reflect on like past relationships and be like, wow, like that was,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that because like usually between the first relationships and like your first quote unquote love,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's how people feel. Like it's just
now
like,
it feels like a lot, but I promise y'all it's not.
yeah, like sometimes I don't even like think it's really love at like the first time. It's just you experiencing those first feelings for the first time, and that's what you like sort of characterize as love. Love like is such a like.
Okay, so then
loose band.
let me ask.
What
this-
taught me that I wasn't in love is because I would save I got a dog. You might know, I talk about him, but you can't see him. But I love my dog more than anyone, anyone I've ever been with. So that means I've never been in love before. Like, I know I haven't been in love because I never loved anyone like I love him. Except for my family, honestly, but.
Well, I mean, the dogs are.
But
part of
love
your
is
family.
different between that kind of.
Okay,
I
then-
know, but I know what I mean. I promise you I know
Yeah,
what I mean.
well, I can see what you're hinting.
Never been in love.
So then let me
before.
ask this: why is it so hard for teenagers to tell the difference between something like that's platonic versus something that's real?
Because they're immature and don't know.
Do you think that that's really that like there are people that genuinely get married and live 50, 60 years together
Yes.
in
But
high
are
school?
they happy? That's the thing.
And then
If you live 50, 60 years together, you've gone through everything.
Yeah,
You've seen
there
everyone's
is
best and
that's what I'm
everyone's
saying,
worst, and you have to deal with it.
tiny percentage of high school sweetheart, but I guarantee you they're not the only person they've ever been with. They'll get together at first, then spread their wings in college, and then find each other again. I said
mean-
wings though.
No,
Yeah.
that's a great figure. Of
That is a
speech.
great figure of speech.
Yeah, but I just think it's so like overplayed right now. Like how old we are. I just think relationships are dumb right now. Sorry, they are. You'll realize it. Promise.
I do
I
think.
feel like if you can tell the difference between something that's platonic and something that's real, I think you should try and go for the real. I think that
Obviously.
I think that you
Everybody
can
wants to
find.
go for the real thing.
Yeah.
Can they access?
You
can
don't
they have
know,
access?
yeah.
Can you
some
know?
people-
Like
a
if you
lot of
know,
people
like
don't know what that
I've
is.
had multiple crushes before on like random people, right?
Based
You'll
on-
have like ones that like last. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys had this where like you'll have one that lasted like one period, and you're like, why the fuck did that happen?
But are
You know,
they
but like I feel like there's just some.
Sorry.
no, but like I feel like there's like
I don't.
people just can't understand like the difference between infatuation and actual love, and I think that that's the reason why so many relationships don't actually last is because it's just an infatuation at the end of the day.
But
you
there's
know?
a difference between like having a crush on someone and like like really like feeling someone's. Like,
Seeing a future, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that like if you're gonna love someone, it has to be unconditional. First of all, like there has to be
anything
certain.
that they
There
do,
has to be
mhm.
unconditional. You have to accept, even at the best of times and at the worst of times, you have to accept who they are. I think that that's, even though I'm not in a relationship, that's something that I know that's like that has to be a criteria. You have to accept if they're a good person at this point, and then if they're mad, you have to accept when they're mad, just when they're happy. You know, like if they make you happy and they make you sad, that's you still
High
have to
school,
love them the
this
same.
is just too like sentimental and stuff though. I think it's just being overplayed. I really don't think
I feel like relationships in high school are more sort of materialized.
Mhm.
Like oh, I had this girlfriend that's like so much better than yours. Like
Oh
in that
yeah, I
kind
got a
of
10
way.
out of 10, boys. You got a 1. Suck it. No,
Like
it's
in
like,
that
yeah.
kind of way. That's why I feel like that people are so like that upon high school, and that's what makes it so overrated. And like that they materialized what their partner is rather than like I'm happy with this person.
But like there's like a few that I've seen in my person that I think that this could go like at least double-digit years. I don't know if they'll get like divorced at some point, but like just how like they've had it for like
Kaylee
8 years.
Sledge and Jake Brewer. Do you know who that is?
I know who they are. I don't think that's going. I don't
I
think
think they're
that's
so
not.
Is that like a like actual relationship in this?
That's an
world,
actual
or-
relationship, yeah. Did they give cutest couple? Who got cutest couple?
I think they did.
I think yeah, that was yeah. I remember that was good. But it's like
This shit is overrated. Looking.
I'll be honest, I don't care for the high school experience at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Like-
it's just so stupid.
Like prom, homecoming.
Whoa, no.
Nah,
I'm-
prom,
yeah,
prom.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
gonna have
no,
to
no,
say
no.
it.
I
I'm
agree
not
with
going
you.
to prom because I just
No.
Are you
no,
going
no,
to
no,
prom?
don't
you-
care
Are you
about
going to prom?
I didn't want to go, but I am going.
No, please, like
Someone
actually
asked-
go. Like,
did you,
I'll
like, have to
take
get
you
asked or
out.
something?
Like,
No,
dude, like
we're
actually.
going in a giant group.
What about you?
Like-
Matthew? You think prom's overrated?
No,
Are you going?
Yes, I'm gonna go.
You gonna ask someone, or you gonna go in a group?
I'm gonna hopefully. Hopefully I ask somebody. But I mean, like, I'll probably ask this guy out. Come on.
Hey Matthew, you want to go to prom? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
But,
no,
like,
you gotta go.
Seriously though, seriously, like I don't know. I feel like the high school experience, it's a good foundation, and that's why I think it's not overrated because it really sets you up for how you're gonna move on in your life. Because like middle school, let's be honest, but none of us are like the same. Like we all change within like every other year.
But once you move on with your life, you're gonna think the same thing about high school. It just right now feels so big and everything.
But it really does. It's where you decide what you are passionate about. Now, truly, you figure out everything in your life in the 20s. Like that's fact. Like anyone that says, "Oh, you have to have everything figured out by 28," you don't. you figure everything out like a little bit later on in life. But that what we do in high school, and especially what we do in college, it really sets us up for how we're gonna live the rest of our life because we find out
baby stuff.
exactly. And baby steps are the most important
No,
steps because
just not even steps.
baby steps. It's baby steps.
Yeah.
I feel it's baby steps, not baby stuff, because it's like this is really setting you up for your life. And you determine your work rate, you set good ideas, potentially fall in love. But like so you set your habits. If you work hard, if you don't work hard, you're kind of fucked the rest of your college. You know what I mean? And it's like you grow close to friends. You learn how to deal with friends. Like I've always said, the most important thing that schools teach isn't knowledge. It isn't math or English or some stupid shit like that. It's how to socialize. Like just being with your. That's why I think COVID hits a lot worse because one of the most important aspects, socialization, is getting taken away. And I think that. Huh? What?
I love it.
Socializing?
No.
Oh, being at home. Really?
Not doing online school. Yeah, I love it.
I don't know. I just feel like if you fail to socialize for too long, you just become not barbaric. That's a little bit too far.
I
But you know what I mean?
socialize. I just don't like school socialization.
Why is it? It's
I,
not.
I used to dislike it a decent amount, but I do agree with Nick that I think honestly high school relationships are just sort of. I don't want to like illegitimize anyone's feelings here, but I think they're like a testing phase for you as a person.
Mhm.
Like, because a lot of people date like a lot of people. Like a lot of people go through the runner. Like
one
they're
every
like,
year, boys.
this one,
Let's
this
go.
one, this
Yeah.
one, this one. Like they'll have a 2-month relationship, 2 week, 3 month, 5 month, and they'll just keep going through high school. But to be honest,
Testing multiple waters. Oh, crap.
but yeah, like I feel like, see, because they're either just like whores or fuckboys or something like that, or they're just genuinely trying to find who they are. Like they're trying to find out who they're compatible
It's a
with
good
and
excuse,
who they
yeah.
wanna experience.
What?
So they get in a new relationship every 2 weeks, and that's how they find who they are.
Yeah, it does sound a little bit like an
Maybe
excuse.
that's
I'm not
just
gonna
like
lie,
what they think
but
they need to find themselves in.
but I'm
Some
glad
people
that I
just
went
find
Some
through.
people
is
just
that real?
find
Like
what?
people get in relationships that bad?
Just to
Yeah.
fuck or what?
No, you made it sound bad one every year. I think I've kind of done that.
No,
but
I-
not really.
No.
Well, not necessarily one every year, but that's the thing is that like I know.
I hate high school. I'm ready to get out and forget about it.
I know my friend Reed. He's been in like he probably has like a body count of like 30 or more. Like he is
Dude, look at you.
In high school?
in high school and
Yeah.
like he's a good guy
What grade
and
is he
he's
in?
he's in 12th.
I thought you were going to say he's in 10th. I was literally like, what the hell?
No, but he's a good guy and he's got a good future. Like
What does
he's
he like?
He's just like a magnet. You just can't explain it.
Reed Plesko. He's in
I feel like
ROTC.
What?
He's short guy. He's pretty muscular. He's really good with cars. He's got like a
How does he find these girls?
he doesn't
Tinder,
find them.
no.
He doesn't find them. They find him and then he puts the moves on.
Never seen him.
Like genuinely
What's his name though? What is
Oh,
like
yeah.
he
Do you
is
have
just
pictures? Do you have
smooth
pictures?
operator. No, I don't
No
have
way.
pictures, but like I remember he was a lot more candid with how he like he's sort of slowed down now
What's his name?
when he's like grown up. Reed
Sort of slow
Plesko.
down? What's sort of slow down?
5 girls per day.
No, it's just he hasn't been in a relationship for like a couple of months now.
A couple of months is slowed down? Holy crap.
Well, because he's
30?
going to the military. He's like, he's going into university later,
I
Is he like-
refuse to believe.
and
He's
like,
busting and leaving? Is that the situation that we're
No.
dealing with here?
well, because he has tried to find relationships. Like, he has tried to like fall in love before and everything. It's just, he has a high body count.
Yeah, that's
like-
just a small issue with this.
But he's a good guy. Like, he's not a fuckboy, and a lot of times.
Well, no. He's not a fuckboy and he has a body count of 30. You gotta
Yeah,
explain this,
okay.
bro.
Yeah.
You're into deep.
Hold on, all right. He's a human being. He's got a complicated personality. Okay, I probably won't do him justice here either. But
We should get him on. We should get him on to have
But
him
yeah,
recount all the good
he's-
stories.
he's a good guy. Like he looks out for his friends. He's very good with
That doesn't mean-
kids. Like he works really hard. He always gets his homework done. He works on his car. He pays
How does
for
he have
someone.
time to have a body count of 30?
Dude,
I don't want. Okay.
Yeah.
I just looked at it, but like, I
listen,
just don't understand.
That's
because
slow
he
turn.
he hits people on Snapchat or they hit him up, and then he just talks, and then what I know is that
Dirty.
he smooth talks them, and they smooth talk back, and then he just goes for it. He's like, I'm pretty sure one time he told us, he was just like, yeah, I just asked this girl like, hey, can I see your boobs? And she was like, and just did it, and it was like, okay.
Poor girls. That's just sad that they do
Well,
that.
well, at the end of the day, they chose to do it, and like, you know, Reed
No.
doesn't purposely go out to
Wait,
break cards.
are we sure that they chose to do it? I don't want to call you. There was consent here.
Hey, but
Yes.
we can't. Yeah.
This
maybe
was
you should-
consent. I wouldn't be friends with them if there wasn't.
Oh, dude, I wanted to make a joke, but no. Okay.
Wait, what was the joke?
No.
I think we could differ from my. I think-
JROTC with body count of 30.
I think we can deviate from my friend.
Okay, Matthew. All right, okay.
Well, this is like a great, like, transition, because I was gonna ask, like, what is the whole, like, now that we're going into college and that phase, or I guess like culture environment is gonna be exposed even more to each one of us, is that what do you guys have your perception and idea on hookup culture?
Hookup culture?
It's
You're
good
gonna have to
for some
explain.
people and bad for others.
I don't know what you mean by hookup culture.
Hookup culture, like one night stands, like
You
let me
just
hit
text.
this woman up on Tinder, just have sex, and then
No.
just like see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, peace out.
Bro, I value myself. I worked hard
Yeah.
to keep this thing at 0.
No,
Yeah.
but like you do, but some other people just want to have, that fun experience.
Fun experience. That
Yeah,
depends on the term fun here.
I think hookup culture is definitely like,
It's
if
stupid.
you want to do it, that's fine.
Yeah,
but
some
I
people
would
enjoy it.
definitely argue that it's a short-term thing.
What-
If you're looking for long-term relationship happiness,
You're screwed.
hookup culture is not your
Obviously,
forte.
that's
Like
the
if
whole
you're
entire idea of hookup culture.
Yeah.
That it's not
Yeah, and, like,
you
I think that in your college years, I don't think there's anything wrong with hookup culture. But honestly, I prefer going into a relationship for marriage, to try to like seal the deal, put everything you have, like put all your cards on the table, and just go for it.
But the thing is, that's why they're not called relationships. Hookup culture. That's why you just don't be so serious and be like, oh my god, we're together.
Let's
Yeah, and that's why
We're
it's
friends.
and that's
We're
why it's
friends.
whatever. You
I'm
I'm
know,
not
like,
saying I'm involved in hookup culture. I'm just trying to back up people. Who
yeah, and that's
Why are you
and
trying to
that's-
back out the
because
people?
it's a real thing and it's like becoming more common. I don't know.
yeah, and that's
No, it's like
fine.
more seniors are now like developing themselves in towards that.
Seniors who?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna name any.
You're
names.
right. Okay,
I don't
write down the
know.
name. Write down the name.
I've
Write down
never
the name.
heard
Type
of
it in,
any
like,
of these things that y'all are talking about in our age, our grade.
Yeah, I mean, I know I don't have Snapchat, so I'm not like in the loop. Oh, yeah.
me
that
see.
makes sense. Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, that doesn't count.
That kinda
No,
counts.
no, it definitely counts, and same for
I see.
Rico and
Who?
Rico.
I don't know who this.
Retardo.
Ricardo? That's what you-
Retardo. Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
don't think that counts, but okay.
His name? No, that's his
I think
nickname,
it
bro.
definitely does, because like for them it's like a competitive nature for, oh, let's see who gets like the most girls out of this one, and like it really seems like they're really deep in that dive with that pool of hookup culture. So it's just like when I look towards the examples of it for people, I look exactly at them. But I also like you, I have friends that are also in it. There's nothing wrong with them. They're great people. I can count on them for some things, and I can tell them secrets that I would share to them. But it's just like for this specific,
Hey, wait, I don't know about if you could tell Giant any secrets after 8th grade, bro. Do you not remember that whole incident? That was horrendous.
dude, that was 8th grade. But like,
Mm.
it's just like that whole kind of thing with like people being associated with hookup culture. I don't want to consider them like toxic people in the relationships of having friendships with them, but like for relationship standards, I definitely think like they're not really.
Yeah,
I don't think
It
I
depends
agree
on
with
what
you
you're
there.
looking for,
Mhm.
though.
Me personally, I don't think that. Sorry, I'm just really enjoying this icing really quick.
Dude.
But like,
You
You
need to
should
chill,
put
man.
that down.
Dude, come on.
someone just throw this plate away.
You're making me look at
I'm not
you.
gonna touch that.
Just throw the plate away. Damn it! It's like 2 feet away from you. Just throw it
Oh,
away.
that's your glasses cleaner.
I can wash it.
Yeah.
All right, but like, nah, bro, you're gonna have like my blood cells just attacking your white blood cells. Just think about it. All right,
It's
anyway.
fine.
All right, anyway. Now, if you know if it's coming from me, bro, you're not surviving.
It's fine. I'll just eat mine. I'll eat my mints.
Then you have to say you. All right, but like, I feel that Me personally, it's definitely not for me. Like, I'm not gonna get in a relationship just to fuck.
But it's not for everybody. That's the thing.
But it is for
Yeah.
some people, and it's not for other people. And it sounds.
So
like
is everyone at this table? It's not for them.
Yeah, I just think.
Then why are we? Never mind.
Then
Yeah,
why
it's-
what?
it's
No, it's
fair-
like, why are we,
fair
like,
to-
Because it's
arguing
not
for
the
it.
most negative thing in the whole entire world. Because it's like a thing.
Yeah, like, I think that hookup culture can go really overboard. Like when people just start like cheating and like going crazy and just not holding any trust at all and being really toxic, sure. But people who just
Yeah,
wanna
if it's
hook
not a
up
mutual
and
thing
just-
between people, then no. But if
Yeah.
it's a mutual thing between people, then leave it alone and let
Well,
them
then,
let them go to the doctor if they need to. Because that's
Oh my god.
Yeah.
like, would it be okay if like it was like in the situation of like an open marriage then?
Dude, I thought
open marriage.
I swear I thought you were about to say.
Yeah.
I thought, is it okay if someone has to go to the doctor to check it on themselves? I genuinely thought you were about to go
Like-
there. Oh my god.
That's
I
the
didn't.
whole idea
Yeah,
of
like,
open marriage.
Personally, I would never be able to do an open marriage. That's
No.
really weird to me and it's
No.
really
Nah,
uncomfortable.
nah.
But if you want to do an open marriage, who am I to
What's
say
the
that you
point?
can't?
Why would you ever get married?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
don't.
like,
No, I mean at that point you're
Some
openly
spice
cheating. Like
to
that's
it.
literally what that is.
I
Yeah,
agree.
like I get the whole thing of like, maybe your sex life is just getting boring after 10 years and you're
So
like, you know what?
get a divorce.
No,
and
Let's
move
let's
on.
get this threesome going.
Oh my god, stop. All right, we're
maybe
getting way
people
too far
make
in
the,
this.
like the idea of
That's what she
like
said.
sex like such a big thing upon like sex is a big thing upon relationships, but a big thing upon people's lives.
Guys, what are we doing with this podcast? Can we just switch this topic?
No, well, I mean,
You're getting too far into the sex thing
It's
right
What
like
do
now.
you think? Do you think it's too uncomfortable for this?
I
Is
For a
think
podcast?
you should
If you
cut
think
it out.
if you think it's too uncomfortable, then we can stop.
I
But
think
if
you should cut
it's-
it out.
I think
I'm not gonna cut it out honestly, just for the banter at this point.
No,
but-
I think you should cut it out.
I don't think that
it's fine.
for me.
It's
I don't want to
fine.
just be like going on a sex rant for like 15
Well,
minutes.
All right.
You think
In
the
the zone.
teacher who's letting you do this is gonna watch this?
Dude,
No.
In the Zone goes hard on sex.
Not in this. Yeah, well, there's a reason it's called in the zone. Anyhow.
All right.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll
We
switch.
can move on. That's
We'll move on because I feel like I don't know. All right.
awesome.
All right. Okay. Do you want to ask it, Matthew, or Kinley? Do you want to ask a question? or
I'm
no?
okay.
You're okay.
I literally had a question in our high school relationship.
All right. Biggest. Okay. Who is your biggest inspiration in your decisions making and your life?
For sure, you already asked this.
Let's
on
Did I
let's
really
stop
ask this?
being deep.
I'm pretty
What's
sure-
funny things?
Look, I
This
got
is-
some.
All right. We got some funny.
Yes,
Okay.
not
All right,
so
is it
deep.
caramel or caramel?
Oh.
Caramel.
I actually say caramel too.
Oh my
Two
God,
A's
actually, I
there.
got a question
It's
about this.
CARAMEL. It's caramel.
I say caramel actually, so I'm not gonna lie. I kind of do.
It's
agree.
my it's
pet
my-
peeve.
No, it's not my pet peeve. It's just my accent. I say it
But-
caramel because I can't say caramel. Caramel's like-
you just said it.
I'd rather say
caramel?
caramel than instead of caramel. I don't like the mel part.
Caramel.
The mel part bothers
Why?
me.
Caramel.
I come from British roots, so obviously. 'cause,
But you're
like,
We
Canadian.
all do.
Yeah, well, no, I'm Canadian, but like we're technically a Commonwealth country. Like we didn't gain freedom until we weren't a full country. I don't think until like 1960.
Hey, don't say we because you're an American
Not yet.
Americanization.
No, I'm not a citizen.
He has a green card.
It takes no. I'm not.
That's why you always win at Uno
now.
because
I've
you collect the
never
green
met
cards.
someone who wasn't a citizen before. Actually,
No,
yeah.
I'm not a citizen. I'm on a work visa. They could kick me out anytime.
I see.
Work
I
visa?
like the green.
Yeah, work visa. Like, see, like,
I know what a visa is because I watched 90 Day Fiance, but what is the work part?
oh.
Let's
Nah,
talk about that.
nah.
I love that people use that excuse.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
I know
show.
real relationships. I've seen 90 Day Fiance.
Dude.
No, I say visa.
Yeah,
No.
shit, like,
People say
visas,
like real
but, yeah.
relation, like they use the.
But you're also using real relationship just to describe high school relationships, and they're not. Sorry.
Whoa. We were.
We
were
just
off
got
that
off of
topic.
I know,
We
but I
just
just-
got off
I
of
know,
it.
Alright,
I
guys, let's
know.
get back.
All right, but yeah, so the work visa, essentially what happened was that like my dad lost his job, okay, and
In
then
Canada.
in Canada because just
Justin Trudeau
No,
is the
no.
goat.
no, it's not the go,
Socialist,
whatever.
right?
No, Justin Trudeau is
Okay,
just the best.
Okay,
So like, what if you have to go to the doctor? How long did it take?
Depends on what's going on. down
yeah, it
I wanna hear a
like
story.
okay,
Me too.
I'm gonna be for real. Like free healthcare, it's it's like from coming from Canada to America, it's definitely like I conflict opinions because throughout my entire life in Canada, I've known free healthcare is just a thing. But then in America, I see this like contingency between it. And,
Yeah.
you know, for good reason, I think, and it really did open my eyes to a lot of things. I think if we find a way to enact free healthcare that doesn't raise taxes too much and is actually efficient,
You're
I
talking impossibilities.
think it can happen. But
Without
I
raising
at
taxes
this,
too much.
To be fair, people did say that democracy at the time was impossible, that we wouldn't be able to have a government
Yeah.
run by the people. And then now look at us. We have a government run
Yeah,
by the people.
you know,
That's
there's-
fine.
it's not going-
It's not going too well right now, but like,
actual physical like fact. Like
yeah, but this is
where are they gonna get the money from?
well, see, you can take money from other areas. Like you can
Where? Tell me
like
where.
foreign spending, how we give like $500 million to Israel. I don't want to do that every year.
But
What
what
does
is-
Israel do for us?
or,
man?
or how about taking money away from our expenses on weaponry?
Yeah, like
I thought you were about to say take
military
money away
spending is,
from the poor. And I was thinking like, dude, they need it. I mean,
military
continue.
spending is like super high. And while I think we do need a strong military, I think at this point we can stop like expanding it more. I think we've made our point across. We are
We are the best.
unstoppable
Until
at
we
this.
start relaxing and leaning back, and then we just
Yeah, but then that's what we did with 9/11, and then look what happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Bam.
saying.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like to an extent, we still need to keep it, but like, come on, like, do we really just be spending over like what, like $800?
then
$billion
I will not be
or
going
something,
to med
probably
school
more than
because
that.
I will not be getting paid how I worked.
I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I think privatized things are more
Look
efficient.
at European people's teeth and American people's teeth.
Okay, it's only
look.
British people.
Yeah,
I've been.
Because
British.
why? Tell me why.
That-
Boris
because of
Johnson.
their
Because
genetics.
genetics.
Boris
No,
Johnson.
Because they don't have
No,
good
because
dishes.
Why were
They don't have good
mullets a
health
thing
care.
back then? I mean, why
No.
were mullets a thing back then? It's just like, you know, a fashion
That's
sense.
not
Yeah,
no,
it's-
that's not a fashion sense. No, it's not. It's because
Look,
their healthcare
it's
sucks
shitty
and they
teeth
can't
can
go to
be
the
It's-
Dude, now I'm
It's
self-conscious about my
definitely-
teeth.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a
no,
genetic
but like
thing.
no, it's not. Like British.
No, it
people-
is because
No, it is
my
genetics.
my dad has terrible teeth. Like terrible. Like he's got British teeth, but he's
American
Canadian.
people aren't all born with pretty teeth either, but it's just the point that a lot of people go get braces because we have enough healthcare, like we have better healthcare than they do. It's
Yeah, but like they can still go get braces. That's the
they
thing.
could, but they can't because European.
No, you can't say they could, but they can't.
Well,
That's a contradiction.
to like, you know, support that, it's just that like we have better surgeons than like, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, Houston
Europe.
is
Better
world renowned.
healthcare.
yeah, and I will admit.
Houston is literally world renowned for having the best.
We're not going to
surgeons.
have that good of healthcare if we try to change it.
Yeah, and I will admit
Well,
that, like, you know, going,
I don't know.
it's a slippery slope. And honestly, personally, I don't have an answer. Like, I
I
don't,
do.
I don't,
I don't want to be a
I don't-
doctor if
I don't know.
am not going to get.
And like, yeah, like I see both sides. Like, you know, like we do need to pay our doctors, and our doctors do a lot of crazy things. And the U.S. is like leading in like, you know, like medical research and all that.
Especially
and like,
with this pandemic, yes.
yeah, with like the vaccines and the funding, and it's great. It really
America.
is. And I think that privatization of like medical stuff, like, you know, how we have like Methodist and all this, and they can like fund themselves. I think that's great. But the problem with that is that it's always like it's always upon like the people who can't afford that. Like, what do we do with them? And, you know, I'm not saying that we should go free healthcare. To be honest, I don't like the notion of free healthcare because, yeah, you're sort of right. It is a little impossible to do free healthcare without raising taxes a bit for like at least everyone, or at least, you know, raising taxes for some people like an extreme amount. So it's definitely like it's definitely a hard choice. And to be honest, like, you know, like I don't know the answer. And I don't think anyone really knows the answer. I think we're just debating it because that's why. Because we don't
Plus,
really,
it's fun. Let's be honest.
we
It's kind
don't
of fun to
we
debate.
don't know yet. Because, like, you know, there are some countries where free healthcare works really well, like Sweden and Norway. Their free healthcare is amazing.
Hey, I don't
Their
know. If,
healthcare is
yeah.
top tier.
I don't know if y'all
You know
seen it.
why,
Anyway,
bro,
can I
'cause
say
they're-
something? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Have y'all seen a Swedish prison? That is nicer than my actual house. Their prisons, they're so clean and like, dude, that is like one of the best countries that I could possibly think of living in. It's like I know the weather's kind of like iffy, but like, dude, their system, everything they have got down to a
Well, you
point.
can't get a
I think Swedish
citizenship over
people
there.
just
But like, you know why they're just so great upon those things? Because they're so isolated. They don't let anybody in.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah, there is a lot more
And
outside.
if we did that,
factors.
people would cry and protest
Yeah.
and everything.
And like I definitely think that America is in probably the most unique situation ever because it has like it's 350 million people.
And like 100 million
like,
people
you
that
know,
want to come in.
Yeah, and like it's
There's only so
constantly,
many
it's
things
constantly
to do,
having
yeah.
immigrants, and it's like a melting pot, and there's like it's like the
Opportunity.
birthplace. Yeah, it's the birthplace of like freedom and opportunity.
But we're
and
not
it's,
gonna have opportunity if everything goes to shit.
Yeah, but like in comparison, I really think America is a lot better off upon other countries with their own social like appearances. It's just that like I feel like America dramatizes it a lot to a very big extent. I know we have issues, but not to the fact of like how Europe has it. Like, why are we acting like Europe are, angels? Literally, like there's
I agree.
I seen some football games, like I'm talking about like soccer, football games where they're throwing bananas at black players,
Yeah, I saw a couple
and then
videos. of
like
that.
chanting like monkey and like noises.
They'll make like
that.
monkeys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's really
I don't
bad.
watch soccer, but
You should honestly.
I
Honestly,
hate
it can be
soccer.
one. I feel like soccer is the most unifying sport and the most dividing sport. So I'll give you guys an example, right?
I'm not talking about soccer. I'm just listening.
No, I'm just gonna give you an example of like unification division that you can see like across the globe. So Marseille, if anyone doesn't know where that is, that's in France, right? Lower part of France. It is the most diverse city in France. It has the most Jews, the most Muslims, the most Christians, and it's like the most ethnically equal. So there's like, I think, 50% white, like 20% black, like 30% like everything else, and it's like it's really like different. It's like so many ethnicities, so many cultures, and one of the issues that they don't have is that they have a major team there, and everyone just no matter where they are, which part, the poor part, the rich part, the crime-stricken part, the part that's pristine, they all support this one club, Marseille, Olympique de Marseille, and it's like just to see every single culture just pack in 60,000 fans together for one team. It's something that can really like uplift you. Now, conversely, at that stadium, this is one known as one of the most hostile stadiums in the whole world because of the ultras, which, if you aren't familiar with the term, is basically like not the owners, but the people who like run the club or who are the representation of the fans. Like these are the guys that like push for everything to happen. So a good example would be like if you know Firehouse or Joe, like the New York Jets guy, the guy who's like the ultra fan, it's like that, but except that these guys own a little bit of the club. So they're a representation of the fans. And so what they do is if they have someone that they don't like, they'll make monkey sound if they're black. Or if they're white, they'll threaten them with blackmail or something like that. Like it is one of the most diverse and like it's ethnically diverse, unified and divided at the same time because it's like if things aren't run the way that they want, they'll just destroy everything from the bottom up and just want to fix it and get it where they want it to.
Yeah, and that's kind of like we had that kind of issue. Like when it came to the Capitol, like when we had that whole issue with the Capitol, that's when I felt like, okay, yeah, things are now getting really, really bad between the people themselves and then like the whole government. And like that's what happens when you get a whole group of people who don't like the government and what they're doing. And I mean, yeah, and then just go completely like AWOL against them.
All right, can I ask this question real quick?
Mhm.
All right. I've been wanting to ask this for a while. All right, Kong or Godzilla? Who's gonna win? You think Godzilla?
No,
Alright.
I'm just.
I don't know about either.
What do you mean you don't know?
I got a
about
feeling
Kong?
like that.
How do you not know about King Kong or
I
Godzilla?
know what they are, but I don't like know about them.
Well, just from what you've seen about them, who do you think's gonna
Like, wait, do you think monkey?
Isn't he bigger?
win? I think
They're the same
Monkey's
size
gonna
actually
win.
now.
I think
He's just longer.
I think Monkey's gonna get it.
Monkey
Honestly,
sucks.
just because he can
Is
like.
Godzilla a lizard?
Yeah. Okay. So him. So normally the big advantage that he has is the fact that he has radioactive breath, but apparently in the trailers, Kong has an axe that can like block it.
It's an.
It's like axe made out of.
They're actually
It's like
fighting.
they're actually fighting. Yeah. Look it up.
Oh.
Look it
It's
up.
almost like
Godzilla-
American
I
Yeah,
thought it
Put
was
it lower.
two different
Yeah.
stories.
No, it's the same thing.
big big.
Monkey. Yeah, it's like the 20.
Yeah.
This is why, like,
Let's go.
this is what I want. This is why I invested a ton in Cinemark and stuff like that, and it's finally paying off now because it was down to like I think $15. So I invested a ton in it, and so I invested a ton in it because in the hope that not just in the short run with Kong and Godzilla, but in the long run with the MCU coming back, I wanted Cinemark in the theaters, and because I think people people miss the experience, like genuinely, like being in the theater. Like I can remember specifically, I don't know if anyone watched Endgame, but like when you were watching Endgame and you hear everyone coming back, spoiler to anyone who somehow still hasn't watched Endgame, but like
At this point.
yeah, at this point it's not a spoiler, but like it's like when everyone's coming back, you're yeah, the whole theater's screaming. Captain America lives Mjolnir. Everyone's like, holy shit! It's like everyone's like so hyped and like it's something that you want to treasure. And I think that people missed having the dark black screen, the huge screen, or the dark black room, the huge screen up there. Everyone just like on their edge, like, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Or something like that. It's like rooting for someone or hoping that this happens, hoping this happens. I think people miss that. You've missed that with like HBO Max. I think that that's why like Wonder Woman flopped epically. I think that's
I saw
because
it in
people.
the movie theater. They played it in the movie.
No, the Wonder Woman, like the new one.
No, but that movie
Yeah.
It
was
in the
actually
movie
ass.
theaters. It was really bad.
It flopped.
Yeah, it was
Like
kinda
I think if people like had gotten together in that experience, it would have been a lot better.
I didn't
Then
know
having
that.
it on releasing it on only on HBO Max at the same time really declined it because a lot of people have HBO Max now compared to where they did because COVID. But I think that bringing it back at the theaters and just to bring you back at that experience is something that you can't define. Like when you're in the theater and everyone's like, oh, hyped up, or everyone's crying, or everyone's like, oh, this is great. You know, like this is something that like I really love. I love like the whole notion. You know what I mean? I think that Kong versus Godzilla, I think is going to bring it right
There
back. to
are
the front.
movie theaters that are open, Nick. You should go.
Yes, I know I should go. I'm gonna go to Kong and Godzilla.
On.
I'm really got. I myself, I am team
Next
Godzilla all the way.
Next topic.
All right, let's see.
Kong's gonna win.
Non like super deep. Right? It's
I don't know. I
5:34.
just feel like Godzilla's so much bigger. I remember seeing.
You know,
They're the same
imagine-
size. Just look at the trailers.
I
They're like
imagine
literally
King
the same
Kong
size.
hanging
All
off the
right,
side
all
of
right,
the
guys.
building.
All right.
And then
Yeah, that's like the
Godzilla's
really
big,
old
knocking
version.
all the buildings that he was climbing on down.
What is the funniest beef you've had with someone? No, wait, no. Do you want to answer
no,
that?
He's
No.
going.
No.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're going.
Let him
Go ahead.
go.
All right.
Sorry.
We're gonna ask the age-old question: which is better, Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A.
Popeye's chicken sandwich?
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, you just had it, so I
No,
don't know.
I didn't.
Wait, who was it that just had it? Daniel. Never
I
mind.
had
Daniel had it.
lunch.
Yeah, but he had fries.
All right, McDonald's fries. Are we all in agreement? McDonald's fries are the best fries.
No,
No.
Arby's.
Arby's.
Arby's fries.
Dude.
If you haven't had them, please.
I've had it, but I think McDonald's still smash.
I like
McDonald's
Chick-fil-A
Sprite and McDonald's
fries.
fries at like 3 a.m. That's the stuff.
I don't know. It's just like the fries are great. It's like in contention against Five Guys. Like
Oh,
It's
who
really
are
up
five? Okay, so what's the
I
most, which is
love
more
Five
overrated?
Guys.
Five Guys or In-N-Out?
Overrated?
Yeah,
In-N-Out.
I think it's more of a
Yeah,
touristy.
yeah.
Five Guys is so expensive. That's
Five-
like stupid. But I think In-N-Out is the most overrated. It's not good at all.
Well, I
hate
don't
it.
know. I don't know about that. When I had In-N-Out, it was pretty good. Like,
I
it
thought
was
it was
like
just
it was
average.
good, but it wasn't like holy shit. Like
Like
this
what
is
everyone
great.
on the West Coast preaches is like this is not as good
First
as.
They
of all,
preach
like,
everything.
Fuck
but-
West Coast people. Like low key.
Okay, okay, that's a little bit too
Screw
far.
West Coast. I hate California.
Dude, are you
If-
saying that seriously or are
please,
you like
like,
joking?
we need to
I'm
build a
saying
wall
it
against them,
seriously.
bro.
Californians, I hate you.
I don't hate
That
you
is
guys,
a fact.
Californians.
No,
I
no,
want your
Nick hates
views.
it too. He affiliates with me. He hates it.
No, no, that's
He,
not
he
how that
agrees
works.
in the back door. He agrees. He
No,
hates California.
that's cap.
He hates
I call cap.
California.
In
He
his
hates
closet,
he
he
hates
hates
Oregon.
Superheroes.
He hates Washington.
No, I don't hate
Screw
these.
the West Coast.
No, no, no. Seattle,
Why?
love you guys.
Seattle.
Washington, love you guys.
I
Oregon,
know
love
it's
you
gotta
guys.
be raining.
Cali, you know, Lakers, go Lakers. Yeah, there you go.
No.
All right, but like, nah, I don't hate. I don't hate West Coast.
West
I just
Coast
think they
is
think
annoying, bro. And East Coast too with New York. Have you tried New York pizzeria? Like
It's the best pizza though.
You
It's
know,
the
deep
best
dish.
pizza.
I do.
Have you
It's
tried
my
the
favorite style.
Chicago deep
Exactly.
dish? If you
I
haven't,
hate
you
deep
haven't.
dish.
Nah, New York is still better.
Did you see the new Detroit one?
What was the
Deep,
Detroit
like-
one? What the heck has
Is it
Detroit
like
come
the-
up with other
is it
than
like
manufacturing?
Tomatoes up
It's
top,
weird.
like
Yeah, there's
cheese on there.
sauce on the top.
Yeah.
So
Bro,
Detroit's whack.
they're just
I think
really
it's
That's
a
why
trying to
Eminem-
make
Pizza Hut
themselves
commercial. You should
known.
know.
what do you mean I should know?
If you're so obsessed with Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
That's
for
just
love
because they're right by McAllister's. Of course, I'm gonna be obsessed with the pizza place that works right by me. I can
of-
get
I
cheap.
don't know, man.
Then why did you just eat like 4 slices of it?
I didn't eat 4 slices. I
Like,
had
wait, who
one.
did? Oh wait, Matthew did. Wait, did you even eat anything?
No, I did. I had a
Oh man,
slice.
I'd love to get sponsored by Pizza Hut, dude. That'd honestly be the greatest.
Dude, no.
Nah, if I got sponsored by Pizza Hut, you know
Look,
what?
hold on. We lost the conversation.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
okay.
Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah.
Okay, would you guys be mad if I'd say neither?
Then what's the other option?
I've
What are
been,
you
I've
saying?
been to like I've been to Chick-fil-A twice, and I've eaten one Popeyes.
I go there every single day.
Well,
I think
it's not a
Since-
it's not a
Chick-fil-A.
Since I've been
Oh.
in Houston, I think I've only been to Chick-fil-A like 3 times.
Oh
so
my
I
gosh.
can't really
Let me
remember
show
that.
you my order history.
You probably have like, you know how you have the Chick-fil-A app? I feel like you have like 1,000 points easily.
No, I use my points, but I'm on the top here.
Oh my good
Bro,
god.
okay, can we like low-key agree that like Whataburger's overrated?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't like
okay,
it.
thank you.
I feel like
Whataburger,
it's
like,
more the experience
twice.
with the friends that I
Like
associate with.
the Texas people go like, oh fucking, let's go Whataburger. Like, no, bro.
All right, then what's the best burger place? If it's not Whataburger.
Gourmet
I
burgers.
don't really like.
Gourmet
I
burgers?
don't really like
Like-
burgers.
This
Like-
is only on the mobile app.
Oh dear god.
Why?
I
Oh
love
my
it.
gosh! Dude, Kinley!
Jesus.
Oh
Your
my
whole
gosh,
wallet.
dude!
Was
Wait.
that just this year?
Is this
Yeah,
week?
this was.
No, that's not this week.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This was
This was
today.
in a year.
Yeah,
this
that's
was
in
in
a
a
year because it's June,
Oh
July,
my-
And this
August,
is only
September.
mobile order from me.
That's only mobile? Oh my
What do you
god.
order off? Like,
Yes, why do you order so much Chick-fil-A anyways? It's
I
not
love
that
it.
good.
It's right by my house.
Yeah, but like, what exactly do you get?
Yeah,
it's
like,
different. Depends.
Okay, what's the best drink that they have? Lemonade?
Sweet tea. I don't like lemonade.
Unsweetened tea is pretty good.
I
for
like
me.
half and half.
Bro.
Half sweet, half
I
unsweet.
hate.
I get it with
American tea.
lemonade. It's even better.
I got
I
an
hate
unsweet Arnold
lemonade.
Palmer.
I hate American tea.
Why?
Your tea is down here is disgusting.
Britain for the win!
No, hell no.
Like I hate
It's
sweet
too-
tea, and I tried the unsweetened tea because I was like, okay, maybe I'll like the unsweetened
Lipton.
tea.
I make good tea.
I miss the. Good
That's what
old-
everyone
I
says
miss-
about their burgers.
I miss
Every
the
time
good
they
old
turn out good.
Canadian iced tea.
Ugh,
That's what I
cannot
meant.
imagine.
You know what, Kinley? That was rude. Okay, you guys hear that? I would never do that.
Wait,
I
what'd
would
you
You
never-
just did.
No.
You
Wait.
just did. Yes, you
She
did.
just went ugh. Like imagine
You
like,
did.
insulting my culture.
yeah, come on,
Insensitive.
Kinley.
What?
Come on, Kinley.
Culture oppression? What
No,
is going
it's
on?
just a microaggression.
What about
She
sauces?
microaggression.
Sauces.
Sauce.
Buffalo!
No.
Raising Cane sauce.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I
they
love-
got some good
See,
sauce.
sorry.
No,
I'll never
stop,
say it. I'll
stop.
never say it again.
No, we're
What about
never
from
friends.
like B-dubs? What kind of flavors?
B-dubs.
B-dubs.
The hottest one, obviously.
B-dubs is
You know what that
overrated
is?
together.
I don't know what B-dubs is.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild
Oh.
Wings.
I've never been anywhere.
Doesn't
Wild
he-
Wings, B-dubs, like double
Yeah,
Ds.
okay, I get it now.
Oh shit.
What was like the best American food that like you consider as a Canadian?
Yeah, do you have Canadian food?
Yes, of course they have
Yes.
Canadian
That's fucking
food.
like
Is it
bear
French?
stew.
Well, I have had a moose stew before.
I feel like it's just French.
No, it's not
Not
just
just
French. Don't get
French.
that
There's-
What's
confused.
your favorite croissant?
No one ever is like, hey, I
That's a hard one, man.
want you
Let me
eat moose.
Yes.
That's not against the law.
No,
No.
It's not the national animal, is
You
it?
know we can
I
You
kill
feel
could-
like it
animals.
is.
for
You can
food.
just like yeah, okay. You have
Wait,
to
don't
be,
they?
okay.
Wait, hang
Yeah,
on.
you can
You
go
have to
hunting
be
on
in
them.
hunting season.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like you can't just
Yeah,
like
don't they like
you
promote
can't
it?
They're
just-
so big.
yeah, they're huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can flip
Wait,
cars. so
okay,
you got
question.
Mhm.
What's the plural for moose? Is it mises or
Moose. Look at those
The
moose.
plural?
It's mooses.
I thought it was
No, it's
mises.
not.
No, it's just. I'm pretty. It's either.
Moose.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just moose.
I genuinely thought
You
it was
just
meese.
you just say, oh, that's a group of moose.
I thought it was like, hey, look,
Or
look
that's
at
a
the mises.
moose. Look at all those.
Look at the
moose.
meese.
Look at all those
No.
moose.
Look at all them meese.
No, but what's your Canadian like? What's your
Yeah.
national food?
Yeah, tell me what a Canadian meal looks like. I never knew that was a thing.
Well, I know there's this thing in Toronto that they do, and it's like a beaver tail. And what it is they take a waffle and then they put it on a stick, and then they wrap it in bacon, and then they wrap it in batter, and it's a beaver tail. And then there's poutine, which is like fries, and then like gravy, and then like cheese custards, and then you can put like assortment of other things on it, and that's
Cheese.
poutine.
I'm not sure about the gravy part.
I'm not
What
sure
are
about the cheese part.
curds? No.
I'm leaving. This is
Ugh,
disrespectful.
disgusting. No, I'm just kidding.
I never
Yeah,
heard
and that's
that.
poutine. That's good.
All right, okay, hang on. What's the most American dish that you guys can think of?
Most
Burgers and
American
fries.
dish. Yeah,
I would
if
say
was,
barbecue.
If I was thinking stereotypically, yeah, I'd just say burger.
I would say
Yeah.
barbecue, honestly.
Well,
Maybe that's just because I'm from, like, I live in Texas. But, like, I swear, anytime I go to barbecue everywhere else but Tennessee and Texas, it sucks.
no,
Like,
Mississippi.
New York barbecue. Have you ever tried
No,
New York?
Mississippi.
It's so garbage.
That's because they don't smoke it.
Mississippi has really good barbecue.
I haven't been to Mississippi other than, like, a pit stop. I feel like, you know what the most useless state other than one city is?
Illinois.
I was gonna say Arkansas, but
No.
There's so
Found out
many.
Walmart. Found out
Bro.
Walmart, boys. That's what found out.
I think
Walmart.
like Vermont. No one ever hears of Vermont, except for a lot.
Or
of
New
politicians.
Hampshire.
Screw Delaware.
A lot of politicians.
No, I know a
Even a
friend. I know,
state.
one of my work buddies is from Delaware. I'm chill with Delaware.
No,
What about, like,
it's
the
so
Dakotas?
small.
what about
No, but
Hawaii?
like presidential monument. South Dakota's probably is like the most used.
What about Alaska? Come on, like you know.
No, that's
Nah,
just like
bears,
a cool
bro.
one.
We need our oil, Matthew.
Oh yeah,
We
let's
can't-
just-
The minute we suck it dry, we'll just leave them
yeah,
to
we'll
their
just
own
suck
devices.
it. We'll go all the way to the Middle East and fuck those people even more.
All right. Okay. All right.
All right.
Anyone else got any other topics?
Let me see.
It's 5:40ish.
Look, hold on. We should have a good one.
A
We
chill
should-
one.
We should make this like low number of.
You know what the funniest part about this? We were meant to have a timer to go through like each individual topic, but instead I just thought, you know what, fuck it.
We should just redo.
That's what we're gonna do at some point. Except we're gonna actually have the 14 people, people who aren't on this.
All right. When you oh yeah, okay. Here's a good one. When you guys heard about this podcast, what was your first thoughts on the general idea?
Oh, okay, this is good. I'm not gonna say anything because I want to hear what you guys say with this.
Oh.
He advertised it as gonna get the sophomore English gang back together.
That's what it was actually meant to be originally. Like that, the episode that you were first to be on, that was what was meant to happen. But okay, so Jacqueline has soccer. Riley just didn't want to come. Keshav and Ooze both had work, and then Daniel was the only one that actually ended up coming. So I had to try and fill in the spot.
And me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You were able to come. I was surprised you were the one to come. I thought it would be Jacqueline or Riley would be the ones to come. I thought you would have been like the first to cancel because you have a lot of stuff that you have to do, like NHS, the clubs.
Hey, but I rescheduled.
Yeah, exactly.
To
You
be
should,
here.
Let's see how it is.
I
Nick.
don't
I'm just
understand
feeling-
why the people didn't make it to this. Like we literally took a whole month.
dude,
off.
it's not even like bad. Like it's not even bad. I can't get mad. Like I told Jacob, I can't get mad at the excuses. I can just get mad at that you didn't show up. Like I can't get like the reasoning is fine. Like I'm fine with the reasoning. Like one had to like babysit the little sister because their parents were going out to an anniversary dinner. The other one
I
had
have
a
to go to
job.
the gym right now.
Oh, well,
Okay, hang on. Let's finish
You
this topic
have to
really
go
quick.
to the gym.
No, I mean you don't have to go to
10.
the
I
gym.
mean, like,
Yeah, but I have work. So.
you have work.
Homework.
Oh,
That's
But hang on, I want to fit
My teachers still gave us stuff even as it was supposed to be.
the synchronous day.
Yeah, they just like.
yeah,
canceled
it
stuff.
wasn't asynchronous day.
Yeah, but like my first two teachers were like, since it was supposed to be, we're not gonna have anything, so I slept until like third period.
Okay, wait, Jacob, what were your thoughts whenever you heard about this podcast? I just want to get back to this because I want to. And then I'll ask one more
know-
question after, and then I'll leave it.
I guess it was. I just thought it'd just be something fun to do, you know. And I also just thought it would be a nice opportunity for me to like just meet some new people and just experience, you know, talking and, you know, getting out of my shell a little bit because like going back to the whole freshman thing. Honestly, freshman year me would have been like, no, I'm sorry, and then I would have been like,
I wouldn't apologize. I don't think-
I would have just been like, no, I don't feel like it.
Does
But
your voice
you know,
sound like that?
yeah, exactly like that.
You got a higher pitched voice than the older
Yeah.
you grown up.
Well, you know, it was probably because of you know the confidence thing. Because yeah, I probably did have a little bit of like a you know just sort of like a I feel like I'm just tired or bored or something all the time.
All right, Matthew, what are your thoughts on the podcast? When you
Uh,
first heard about it? Because you were the first guest, actually.
Yeah, it was like a good way to argue with you, man. Just,
Argue?
like, to record our
Oh,
arguments.
recording talks? Yeah.
Yeah, because like we would have some good ass arguments, like just without like all the curse words and all that.
Nick's just the single most argumentative person on the planet.
Bro, Nick will be like number
I was
2
about to argue
pencils or
that
number
point.
1 pencils, bro. Personally, I like number 2.
He likes to say whatever. He likes to say the underdog and give the stupidest reason.
Bro, you're
Every
like
time.
giving Rush Limbaugh like a run for his money, man.
Hey, but I'm not that conservative though.
He's ready for graduation.
No,
I just wanted to be
I
done with
am.
it.
Yeah,
sort of.
I've been trying to like poke away senioritis, and I think I've done a pretty good job. But recently, a lot of times where I'm like, it's like a due date like 2 days later, I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow.
This
Yeah.
is
Not a
the
ton
tomorrow
to say.
issue.
Yeah, like I've been procrastinating a little bit more, but I haven't been procrastinating to the point to where like I'm handing in stuff late.
Dude, when you have your plans figured out for like what you're gonna do after, senioritis kicks in even harder. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, I don't need this shit. Like,
Yeah, that's for me for like German, because like right now I have like a 72, and I'm just like, man, I just want to pass this stupid
You know,
language.
German.
I took 4 years of German, and like
Stupid-ass culture.
well, yeah, I just
Stupid ass mustache man.
it's just so hard.
Hey, that's so
bro.
stereotypical right there, man. Oh man. All right, okay, so then let me ask as
Wasser is water.
Wasser,
Okay, well,
Wasser, and then Sprudelwasser is
ich liebe.
How do you say shut up?
eat.
shut up.
Ich liebe
I don't
dich.
know actually.
I think that's
How do you say
that's the only
quiet?
phrase I know.
I don't know.
And Scheiße.
This is
Say
why
you're
I'm
lower
I
class than I
know.
am.
Schnell.
How do you say
Scheiße.
stupid?
House.
You Schweinhund Juden. I know that one because I know Jew is Juden, and then Jew is Juden, and then Schweinhund is like it's like wiener dog, but also like idiot. Yeah. So Schweinhund, you can say like, oh, that's a Schweinhund, and that's
I
like
have
a
one
wiener
of, I
dog.
have one of those.
Yeah, or you can say like you're a Schweinhund, like du bist Schweinhund.
Is that like a German way of saying dick?
No,
You're a
it's just a
wiener.
German way of saying idiot. Like you're an idiot. You're stupid.
Oh my god. All right, okay, hang on. I'll make this the last. If you guys were to improve one thing about this podcast, what would it be and why?
Have the people actually show up.
Yeah, well, no shit.
Yes.
No
Like,
shit.
have a more have
Not
a bigger and
reschedule every
diverse.
other day.
That's a good point. What about you, Matthew?
Them too.
Yeah, because if we had a bigger group, we'd have like we'd have
So
more
maybe, like,
diverse
plan it-
thought.
Like a month ahead, and then actually have like a regular plan.
Better camera quality.
Yeah, Nick,
Sound
you
better.
gotta put more money into this, man. I feel like
Dude,
you
I'm
have-
already putting
I don't
$100
think we
into
should
this.
Yeah, I
take it so
know.
serious.
Okay, you kind of have to start paying us because, like, we're kind of wasting
Yeah,
our time.
you know,
for
I
this.
fuck's sake.
like
We did.
okay, well he can't pay.
I
me.
literally
So-
paid for the whole
He'll
dinner.
get in trouble. The ICE will come at him. The IRS will be like, you are illegally paying.
What are you doing?
Oh my god, yeah, I can't
You're
legally.
paying this immigrant.
You
and
can
not
do
paying
it
for
like under the
taxes.
table.
I can't believe you're not legal. I've never met someone who's not legal.
Okay,
You're
okay,
illegal.
no, I'm
You're
legal.
like an alien.
No, I can't. I'm legal, but yeah, like I'm not.
Wait, by technicality, that means I'm an alien too.
Yeah, like, it's just I'm legal, but if I mess up, like if I like steal something, they'll just be like, bye. You know?
Go back to Canada
I know
and
you've
show
been here
you.
for like 4 years, but
Yeah.
you were
You're gonna
so
have to
close,
enjoy
but
Justin
no.
Trudeau.
Literally, most
So
of my
when do
family.
you get? So you have to like take the oath and stuff still.
Yeah, I'll have to take the citizenship test, and I'll have to probably.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have to be like, I'll have to do the little questions where they're
love
like,
Biden. So cute.
Biden's my favorite person. in the
how do you
world.
feel about President Joe Biden? And it's just like tons of pictures of him in the office.
It's
I'm
just
like,
him so happy.
He sucks.
Him
I'm like-
sniffing little
Yeah,
children.
he's so-
hey, listen, guys, I feel like this is a little biased, okay?
Nah.
And they have me hooked up to like a lie detector.
Detecting your
They're
heart.
like, no, this is just standard procedure.
After you're done, like, okay, what do you think about Kamala now?
What about Kamala Harris? Nancy Pelosi?
Nah, the one that will really get your blood flowing and your heart rate going up. What do you think about Justin Trudeau?
What do you think about your
Isn't
old
he,
country?
like-
Posh
Justin
boy?
Trudeau?
Mhm.
Cuck.
What is that?
Like,
You not know what that
watches his wife.
Why does everyone think that it's cuck old that watches their wife?
He-
Cuck is the one that you cheat on. That's I think the
It's
difference.
it's like almost the same.
Watches
thing.
your wife.
Okay, cuckold is like a
Watches your
fetish.
wife, yeah.
Cuck is like the person that does it.
Oh.
Like you sit in the closet and you just sort of like watch.
yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like.
He's like everyone thought, yay, a younger president, let's go, and then we realized why we.
Is it called
I
the
mean,
president?
no, sorry, prime minister, and then we realized
You're
why.
getting so Americanized.
Yeah, I am. I am. I'm
That's not a
very,
good thing all the time.
I'm very patriotic for this country now. My parents aren't.
Says that as he has a
patriotic.
Canada mask on.
Well, yeah, because I like knowing where I came from, because a lot of my values still come from Canada. Because, like, in the end of the day, like, like I have a conservative mother and a liberal father.
That's it.
So, like, they don't clash or
Why are they
anything.
still married?
They're not. No, they're not. They're not.
Oh, yeah, wait, we established-
Well, okay. See, the
So
thing
sorry.
is, no, it's fine because the reason why it's not because of their political views.
we
It's-
established this last
It's
episode.
because my dad is homosexual.
Wait, we didn't establish this part. When do we? What?
Yeah,
And
my dad is homosexual.
and he.
Wait, really?
Yes, apparently so.
Wow.
Oh, what this
Yeah,
is-
and he
That's
had.
so interesting. I
Yeah,
never
it's
heard of
yeah,
that.
it is.
No, it
So you don't like it?
No, it's fine.
No,
literally, see, and the thing is if anyone ever calls me homophobic, I'm just gonna laugh and be like, listen,
My dad.
my dad is gay, and I respect my dad so much. Like he is the cornerstone man. Like when I think of like normal gay people, I think of him. Hardworking, just has a personality.
not up in your face about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just not annoying about it, you know? That's what I think. And then when I see all these other ones with like dildo suits and everything, I'm like, all right, man, you know, like I get it, you're gay, bro, okay, but I don't really care about your sexuality. Like you could be gay, you helicopter, you could like monkeys. I don't know, man. Like do whatever you want.
Bro, what the fuck?
Bestiality. Hey, wait, isn't that legal in Canada?
Yes,
Okay.
actually, bestiality is legal.
What is bestiality?
It's where you.
having sex with animals.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
legal. We
legal
had
in
this
Canada?
discussion sophomore year.
Yeah, bestiality is legal in Canada.
Yeah, I remember.
Legal.
Yeah, in certain, like if you find like a dead animal, you
By
can,
the way, you can get arrested in Canada for calling someone on their dead name. Like if they were to transition to
Yeah.
Yo, wait, can't you
Yeah,
get
it was
arrested for
like-
being gay, but there's like bestiality is illegal?
yeah, and see, and this is why I say Justin Trudeau's a cuck, because he goes against all of his views. Like he was fighting for
I don't want.
he was fighting for like women's rights a lot, and he was for like women, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. But then he went to like a Muslim mosque, and the Muslims there like forced his like associates to like wear, you know, hijabs and then go to a different section away from the men. And Justin Trudeau was just like, that's fine. And it's like, okay, buddy.
Wait, no, but that's their religion. No.
Yeah, I know, but it's sort of he
So
has
he's,
conflicting things.
like respecting women. Then did his wife like know he watched or listened?
No, he's not actually a cuck.
Oh, okay.
No, we would no. He's
Okay.
don't get into your
I
head
was
that
so
he's.
worried that you're being
And like
led
you know,
by that.
I'm sure, and he's not like a terrible guy. Like he's done some good things here
Isn't
and there.
he cute though? Why do I feel like?
Yes, he's known as being a posh boy. Yes.
Okay.
Pretty posh boy. Yeah.
I knew I knew that name from somewhere. Was he playing sports or something?
Isn't he
He
gay
was-
as well?
No, he's
He
okay.
He would play like frisbee or some shit.
One picture that circled around was that he was in a Speedo on the beach, and that was a big one. And like
No, he's not cute.
it was a big thing in Canada that he was like the sexiest prime minister we've ever had.
Y'all have that good looking ones.
So, and he's an interesting character. He's not an entirely bad person. Like I'm never gonna say that like just because I disagree with them, like they do these things out of good faith, you know. But
Bestiality.
Hey, yo, wait.
he doesn't commit it. It's fine.
You know what the
It's fine.
funniest part about this? You can do bestiality is legal in Florida up to 40 pounds. I remember
No way.
Yes.
Dude,
Oh,
so,
it's like
like-
it's like they
That can't be
all
true.
no look it up. It's like they all convened. It's like all right, you know what, guys?
So,
You
like,
know,
believe
if we're
that.
gonna allow this up to 40 pounds, so anything that's bigger than a dog, you guys can't do.
It's
So
like
a bear,
that's-
so like a gerbil,
No.
yeah, you, yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
or like a
I
rabbit
need
or
to
something,
go. I need to go.
This has got that so far.
or like a catfish or something. You know what they're like, you know.
You mean
No one knows.
What
Let's
the
just
fuck?
stop.
I'm not even trying to picture that.
Stop.
oh
But
man.
that's really weird how they decided 40 pounds. Or
I
more.
don't think that's real.
Why would
No, look it up. Look it
Make
up.
that
It's
up.
40 pounds.
So your dad's gay. So
Yeah.
like, whenever you first broke the news, how'd you feel?
How did he tell you anyway?
He just told me.
He's
he
like,
just, he
"Son,
just
I'm
straight
gay."
up was like, "Hey guys, you know, I know this is a little weird.
you have
I know you guys
siblings?
might not understand. If you have any questions, that's fine. But
Illegal.
but like he just essentially was
Ew,
just like,
I
I'm
didn't-
gay,
Ew, ew, ew.
and I was
ew,
like,
ew.
oh,
What?
okay,
Did you like dab up your dad? You were like,
yeah, that's my boy. No,
That's
that's
my man.
I knew you were looking at Jerry a certain way.
Fool
but
them
I was-
all. Let's
yeah, I
go.
was just sort of like, all right, you know, because at the end of the day, like he was my dad no matter what. Like he, you know, he could have been gay or straight, and I would have still.
Did you look at bestiality?
I didn't. Yeah, but I looked at the law in Florida.
Oh my
I
god.
just hate Florida. I love Florida, but I just don't like it.
Florida is stupid.
Hey,
Florida's
My
kind
whole
of.
family's
No,
from
it's
there.
like, well,
It's Florida stupid.
You're
Yeah, there you go.
psycho.
look, no, it's
Dude,
just
all right. They're the first state unofficially to take out the mask. Like they
I
didn't
don't
even have
believe.
one at the
Oh
first
yeah,
one.
no, they had like.
They
they
did
had
not
sex.
have a mask.
Yeah,
man.
they were
They
just like.
did, but no one listened to it.
bro, they don't
Exactly.
give a fuck. It's so funny,
Yeah.
dude.
Yo,
They're
Tom
on a whole
Brady,
different
bro.
level.
Tom Brady
Everyone's
personifies.
basically dead already there anyway.
Yo, dude, I
Yeah.
swear, Tom Brady personifies the whole state of Florida now. at this point.
Like,
Oh my god.
holy shoot, dude. Like in Florida, they're like known for like being on bath salts and
Yeah.
like, shit
Yeah,
like
like,
that.
they're crazy.
There's
bro.
very few nice parts.
Like there was like this story of a dude ate another guy's face in Florida.
Hey yo, have y'all ever looked
What
up
do you-
Florida Man on your birthday? Dude,
Oh,
some
yeah,
of the
that
stuff.
whole thing.
Oh my god, dude, some of these stories are so funny.
Let's
It's
do it.
insane. Like Florida man steals a baby.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Mine was Florida Man sells baby on at Walmart for $10.
I remember one was like
Shirtless
Florida man.
travels to Myrtle Beach to headbang during Hurricane Florence.
oh my gosh.
I heard one where it was like Florida man tries to pay for his McDonald's meal with an alligator.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine just being a McDonald's worker and then some guy just pulls up and he's like, "Here you go."
Florida woman makes
can keep the
bomb
change.
threat to halt boyfriend. Ooh. Florida woman makes bomb threat to halt boyfriend's urine test, please.
Wait, wait.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
yo, wait,
About to get caught
hey,
or
wait, speaking of
something.
urine test, did you guys see the story of the NBA player? He faked the urine test. It came back pregnant. He got one of his friends.
He was like, "Bro."
Oh, that's
He
The
came back with his like
doctors
they took him out
I'm
mid-game.
pregnant.
They took him out mid-game. It's like, dude, you got some issues. And it's like, what happened with my blood test or my urine test? He's like, it came back pregnant.
Dude, you gotta go to the doctor. There's something wrong. Yo,
Hey,
there's
Yeah.
something growing
With
in
the
you.
rules now, you never know.
Oh man, it's 2021, guys. We got to be open-minded. You know, men can get pregnant.
Girls and
Yeah,
Boy
yeah.
Scouts.
No,
get
girls
Boys
can
and
legit
Girl
get
Scouts.
pregnant now. Like I
Wait,
heard.
what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Girls have always been able to get
No,
pregnant.
no, by themselves. What I mean.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it
like
doesn't-
IVF? Like IVF or
Like they
something?
like
they can get
construct like
pregnant.
their bone marrow
Yeah,
and like
but-
turn it into semen and then they make a baby.
But- Yeah, but just you know,
Wait, so we're becoming asexual?
yes, actually, we
sorta,
are.
yeah, but
So we
Very
don't.
So we're not
slow
going to be needed
progress.
anymore.
No.
Oh no.
well, no, there's still the emotional, also you know the strength and also our
Not really,
expendability.
Not really.
Our expendability.
No.
I
Oh,
mean, it
listen.
just depends. Very like some girls like it when they feel protected, like things like
But
that.
Yeah,
some
it's-
girls are getting giant and gross. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
to be
think that
fair,
girls are gross,
everyone
but
likes
I'm
to be
saying.
gross.
Wait, giant and gross? Like, what do you mean?
Like getting big.
you know, there's like
You mean like
girls
fat
with,
or
like
boys?
big
Fat
women
or
with,
like
Girls in
abs
general are
and,
getting
like,
fat, or like
No,
they're
I'm
getting-
just saying there's some that are large.
Large.
I don't
We
mean
need
like
some
fat, I mean
definition of
just
large
like,
You know,
here.
like-
swollen, like,
like-
bigger than
this
Oh,
is-
size.
like
rib?
you're talking.
Yeah, rip.
Oh, you talking like
Yeah.
muscles?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
I thought
wrong
you
with
were
Yes,
talking
like
about
those
girls,
women that like have those abs, those huge muscles, and like
What's wrong
honestly,
with that?
sometimes they kind of look like.
Well, I'm
dudes.
just saying that there's not that much like guys aren't the only people who are like that.
Yeah, there's nothing
anymore.
wrong with wanting to work out and upgrade your body. Like personally, I'd
But
never date
sometimes-
someone
Yeah,
like
if you,
that.
upgrade, if you work to upgrade
but-
your body, you're a piece of garbage.
It's
Yeah.
getting
No, I'm just
insane now.
joking. I'm just joking.
Oh,
Dude,
okay.
you just offended me.
No, well,
I just
like,
offended like half of
Yeah.
America in one go.
that was like a question I had because like I saw this girl like she posted on her story like I gained 40 pounds, best decision I ever had, and like of course she got clowned on, and like
But if she was like 80 pounds and she was like basically dead, then yeah, that's perfect.
no, she was like 130 and then she gained like
Oh.
you know
Muscle
How
weighs
tall
more
was she?
than fat.
she's short, she's like 5'1", 5'2".
So that means you're literally
Jeez.
obese at this point.
5'2", like
5'2" and 180.
Yeah, 100.
That means you're on borderline
Best
obese.
choice of her life, my ass. Like,
No, but like the things that she says is that like, oh, you guys are so misogynistic. Like, you know, like you guys can't like
Except you
root for me because I'm so proud of myself. And like she essentially said that she was happy with her own body.
I mean, you could be happy with your own body,
Like-
but like that's literally putting your body through hell to be borderline obese.
I don't think
Yeah,
she,
and,
she
like,
probably
I-
didn't like
If you're 5'1",
expend herself. It probably just got to that point.
If
It
you're-
wasn't like a shame.
yeah, like I get it. You know, if you want to feel comfortable in your body, that's fine. And if you want to be 300 pounds, that's fine. But
Yeah,
to be
some
honest,
this is the
like
country to
me.
do it.
Like,
This is the country to do
I
it.
just can't respect that. You know, like I can't just.
You
sit
can't
there-
respect
I
fat
can't.
people.
Is
that what you're saying?
No, I
That's what it
can't.
sounds
I
like.
can't respect their decisions.
You can't respect.
No, Okay. I'm just saying, like, if someone says, like,
I'm just so
Like,
shocked
I'm not
by
gonna say-
bestiality still. I'm learning the most disturbing things in the whole entire world.
I thought you were about to say I'm about to experiment.
There's like a lot worse shit
What is
than
wrong with me?
bestiality.
oh yeah, no,
I remember there was
it's-
this is not a bestiality law, but there was a law in Chicago that said you cannot eat food while a building is burning down. So it's like I
You're
did.
making up this stupid
No, look it up.
stuff.
Look it up.
And there's
I did look the other one up, and it
there's
wasn't
another
real.
there's two other ones
Why
that
do you
look.
just insist
In
on
Arkansas,
picking
in
random
Arkansas,
ones?
it's legal to beat your wife once a month.
No, it's not.
And in South Carolina,
What the fuck?
and in South Carolina, you're legally allowed to beat your wife, but only on the courthouse steps.
Yes.
Not even kidding.
Like, what group of people were like,
That's
Yeah,
not
this-
real.
No, like it's like
this is it?
in Wisconsin, it's like if two trains are converging at each other, neither one may go while the other one is still waiting. So it's like they just stand at the standstill the entire time. It's like you can't go until the other one's waiting. It's like,
Where
okay,
did
how do
that
you
come
come up
from?
with these laws?
He
Who-
just search up like really stupid laws in the
That's
U.S.
not real.
Those are
Search
real.
up
No, there
really
was-
stupid
there
laws,
was
and you're
one.
gonna see a ton of them.
There was one in Texas where like you can't put ice cream in your back pocket, or else you'll get arrested.
No, in
That's not
Georgia,
a real
a man got
law.
arrested because he ate chicken fingers with a fork and a knife.
Like, no.
No, we went over that. We went over that one. in
Yeah, yeah.
Vegas.
Well, yeah, because we
What
went
you
over.
doing?
a ton of-
Dude, like, how did? First of all, I want to ask the people who came up with like the Arkansas and
It's
South
illegal
Carolina,
to
like
kill
how?
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there are some weird ones.
That's not like it's,
And in
it's,
Oklahoma-
it's legal to beat your wife only on this certain
Yeah,
spot.
you're-
That's not
dude,
real.
dude.
No, look it up.
Look it up.
You beat your wife.
How do you come up with that?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
you can
I,
only.
I feel like it was like a compromise. Like half of the population were wife beaters and half were not. We're like, okay, we need to figure
It's
this out.
illegal in
Like,
Utah to cause a catastrophe.
Dude, it's like,
Yeah,
like
I
you're
remember
allowed
that
to beat
one.
up guys with long, colorful socks.
No, another one in
That's
Oklahoma.
crazy.
It's illegal to have a goat in your bathtub after 7 p.m.
Married by proxy or purposes. In other words, we have a legitimate reason for absence. Oh, it's
No, you
like,
can send someone to get
dude, you
married
can,
instead.
yeah, you can.
Hey, go summon for me at my wedding.
Then why is it a
Bro.
goat?
Yeah, like who's checking these laws? It's like, all right, Phil here, he beat his wife twice a month, or Jimmy over here, you know what? He beat his wife at the outside the court. Like, imagine coming off the courthouse steps. It's like you just convicted a man of being guilty of murder, and you take it out.
Yeah, or
Take it
like
out on
it's,
your wife.
it's like a husband, and he's like, "All right, honey, we're gonna go somewhere real nice today," and they just go to the courthouse steps, and the wife is like, "Wait,
In
no,
Rhode Island,
no."
there's a law that says if you bite off someone's limb, you could possibly earn 20 years in prison. If you
Yo, another one
commit
in Ohio.
something-
It's
Love
in Ohio.
it,
It
man.
is
I hope
allowed.
so.
In
no
Ohio,
bartering infant children in Pennsylvania.
Holy shit.
in Ohio, it's allowed for police officers to bite an angry dog if they think it'll calm the dog down.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I have to do this. It's protocol.
There's a dog running after you. You're like, fuck it. You just go and bite it.
Dude, I bet that would
It's like a
scare the
Uno,
shit
reverse
out of the
Uno.
dog. The dog would be like, bro, what
Oh,
did you
my
just
God.
do?
Like, I'm supposed to do this.
No,
too?
like, you know, the funny thing is, like, I know that, like, you know how, like, the parent dog will bite the back of their neck and it'll, like, immobilize the dog?
Yeah.
Like, I know that that's a thing, but, like, in what universe would it be like, all right, you know what, this dog is on a rampage, I'm gonna bite it.
In New York, there's a law that says no mask wearing unless you're at a party. Maybe
Dude, they're
that's
going
why.
against their laws.
Maybe that's why.
What?
I am with it.
New York canceled? What is going on
Dude.
here?
Oh, yeah, wait, in Arizona, you can't have
New
a rake,
Mexico,
you
there's
can't have a
law that
rake in
says
your car while
idiots can't
driving.
vote.
Idiots can't vote. We're sick of you guys voting.
Dude, I feel like it's because like someone accidentally died to one of these, and they were like, "We gotta make a law."
Yeah,
about
yeah,
this."
like yeah, because you know people
But
don't
yeah,
just.
but like,
people
how do
don't
you
just
come up with
make
the once a
laws.
month? It's like, you know what, 12 times a year must be good enough times to beat your wife down.
Well, see, yeah, but see, that's the thing is they probably like maybe one guy did it like 13.
Oh,
13
here-
times, did it twice in a month, and his wife.
In
died, and they were
Alaska-
like, whoa, whoa.
In Alaska, it is illegal to be drunk in a bar. Like, what are you gonna? Everyone's gonna be breaking that law. Like, how are you gonna be?
Dude,
In
Alaskans
Arizona,
are
you can't
criminals?
spit in
National
public.
Guard needed.
No, they actually have like a lot of like they have the biggest criminal rate I think over there, besides New Mexico.
Minnesota,
Oh,
Bezos only
In
allowed
Nebraska,
bicycle.
you cannot fish off a giraffe's back.
Sure.
You're not allowed to. Someone did it, and someone got.
And then
majorly
another one
hurt.
is, it was in Montana. You cannot go whale hunting.
Yeah, whale hunting.
Whale
yeah.
hunting in Montana.
It's like a
How-
landlocked
who comes-
state.
Like, it's literally landlocked
They
in the
just-
middle of America.
They just went to the aquarium with a harpoon. We're just like,
Give me your whales.
reliving.
Hey,
what we
Shamu,
did.
get over here. You got it. So.
Dude, you know what? No, but seriously, like in all seriousness, like a law that needs to be legalized immediately is like.
We're still going, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
we literally are
Oh.
still going. Oh my god. We've
like,
just been on a law rampage for 10 minutes.
Wait, what were we originally talking about?
Bestiality.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Okay. A law we need to legalize is marijuana. I feel like we need to do that.
Guys, this is the topic for another time. Can we just go back to stupid laws?
Yeah, we will make it.
Let's go back to stupid laws really quick. All right, here I'm gonna read off some of the ones.
That is a good one though.
Okay.
Do that later.
What are your thoughts and ideas on bisexuality?
No, too deep, bro. Too deep.
Bisexuality.
Like,
In Florida, you
Girls
can't
take
sell
two paths
children.
in life. They're either bisexual or bipolar. They gotta choose. It's like a pathway. No offense.
No. Oh my gosh.
holy shit.
Holy shit.
I don't know, cause like Lana Del Rey, I mean, like, she's straight and like, you know, she seems kind of straight in her mind too.
Yeah,
I'd
no,
rather
it's
not
just a
choose a
joke.
path.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got you. Bisexuality, like I guess.
In
I feel like
Iowa,
it's just people getting horny at that point.
You know, and there is a huge connection between like massive degeneracy and like, you know, bisexuality, because like a lot of homosexual people will like get into porn and get into all this and then start like delving more deep, and then they'll just start having sex with like women. They're
Speaking of
gay
having-
or something. 'Cause
speaking of
they'll just
having
go
sex
crazy.
with women in Maine, you can't do missionary. You're only allowed to do missionary.
And what?
Well,
Yeah,
you're
that's
not.
porn.
These are so
Yeah,
fake.
I'll find it. Yeah, I'll find the
Like-
video.
No,
See-
you won't find it because
I'll
it's
find the
not
video.
real.
Imagine the police is just walking around, sees them in their house. What the fuck?
Turn around.
Hey, get back in the
You better do dog style. What are you doing?
Switch it up.
Want to see missionary going around here?
Get out of here.
Oh my god.
Get out of my
Oh.
state. You scum.
How is-
Son of a bitch.
In
I need
Oregon,
backup.
yeah, I remember another one. In Oregon, it's illegal to leave
Someone's
human
already doing
feces.
missionary.
There's someone in here that's not doing missionary. We gotta come on them.
Oh my
Gosh,
Wait, come on. Okay, all right, that's bad.
All right, okay, all right, okay, him. Let me see what we can.
I think we should probably wrap it up at this point.
Honest,
Like,
oh wait,
it's-
Massachusetts, no dancing to the national anthem.
Like I guess you might as well just stand there.
Take the L, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I don't
god.
know who's dancing to the national anthem, but I guess.
All right, just fucking like just break out.
I was watching this one, this other podcast, and this guy was talking about one of his drug experiences, and he went to rehab one time, and he said one dude took a shit on the floor and started breakdancing on it. Yeah, like,
What is up with
That's
this? Dude, what is going on with this?
dude, like
podcast?
just smearing all over.
Oh my
Dude.
god. Oh, yeah, okay. Funny. You know, speaking of shit.
Hey, wait, what? Hey, wait, what?
I had to put. I had
No!
to get,
Yeah, go on.
I had to get fecal samples for the hospital because of my stomach aches.
Oh,
So I had
it was
to.
for your citizenship.
Yeah, the government needs my shit. They can just see my
Literally,
shit.
they need to
You're
take
that
up all your
special.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're studying me. But yeah, I had to get fecal matter. I had to get fecal samples. So I had to like essentially like take a crap in a bucket, and then I had to put on latex gloves and like spoon it and then like put it in these tiny ones. But the problem is the spoon is too big, so I can't just like put it in and then scoop it out. So I have to like use my finger and push it in. It was the most
Like,
jarring
all of a
experience.
sudden, like you're just looking at
You're
it, like,
just
this kind of
playing
looks
with your
kind
own
of
shit.
like, you know,
Literally.
yo, like,
Hey, wait, what? No.
Wait.
No.
Nah,
look,
you know, no one would see. So
I don't remember having.
I wonder if this
crystal
actually tastes
flakes.
good.
bro, no, but it was.
Oh
It
my
was-
god, I just don't.
And like I didn't just wash my hands. I washed the latex gloves before I took them off. Like I was like, I'm not taking any chances.
All right, okay.
Oh, how did it smell like?
You know,
Stop!
honestly,
I'm trying to
it
end it.
didn't-
Stop it!
it
Stop!
didn't-
Don't
it-
talk anymore.
It didn't smell like anything. Actually, it genuinely like I don't know. At
Wait, so
first
you
it
tell me you have-
smelled.
Wait,
But
either
then-
okay. This could be one of two things. Either one, your
I'm
room smells.
leaving right now.
Either one, your room smells like shit so badly that
No,
you literally
no,
cannot.
no.
no.
Okay.
It's just it's like at first
Damn.
it smelled.
And let me end the podcast really quick.
Yeah,
Then we
can
can.
we stop?
Okay, all right. So if you guys have somehow managed to last to the end of this, I don't.
I
know.
hope not.
Honestly, at this
I
point, I
really
do
do
hope
hope
because this
not.
final 10 minutes have been fucking hilarious as hell.
Uh-oh.
No, because whenever I go up there,
It's been up there for a long time.
whenever I go up there, I'm gonna turn it off or I'm gonna stop.
All right, wrap it
recording.
up. Come on.
All right, anywho, so thank you all so much for watching this video and listening to it online. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Jacob.
Safe sex.
Thank you, Kinley. That's a very inspirational message.
He
right
said wrap it up. I'm gonna say safe sex.
there. All right, okay. Thank you all for watching, and yeah.
Go Go.
Hi, Miss
Go.
Ash.
Adios.
I
She's not watching that.
I hope.
I hope she
Nah.
does. And she's
Bye,
gonna be
y'all.
like,